I don't know why that's happening every time now. That means I'm probably gonna have to fix the speakers too. Hold on, no one go anywhere. Let me check this now. You guys heard that, right?
My question.
What was your question?
What is the difference between first and second degree?
Do you guys hear Parker? Okay, cool. All right, we're all set. Okay, now that you can hear me, hey Alice, hey Moonjani, hey Prince, hey Tyro, hey Ashley, hey Millie, hey Dr. Jace, hey Gotti, hey Liam. Yo, Dan, that brain rot. Oh, I didn't even realize this was on. Hold on. Wait, were you guys seeing Liam too? I mean, Parker too. Interesting. Is that good, Liam? It's definitely not bad, Liam. No, just sound. Okay, that's weird because right when I X'd out of it, Chrome started sharing the next tab. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, how's everybody doing? Yo, Dan, that video about the brain rot slideshows is true as fuck. Like, why don't people just walk away? Yeah, I don't know. I love Tesla. We gotta make that a sound. We gotta make that a sound. Speaking of which, I forgot I was supposed to set up sounds for like Twitch and YouTube as well, not just TikTok. Okay. Hmm. Open TikTok Studio. Gonna get Angela going. How's your day been, Dan? It's been okay. My back hurts and my toilet's leaking, but other than that, it's been good. So, kind of a wash. The White House is doing advertising. Yeah, it's absolutely insane. Okay. Thank you, Tracy. Better than your toilet hurting and your back leaking, though? That's a good point. That's a good point. Okay. Um. So all I really need to do is the background, and then we can get ready for the TikTok live. So there's a couple stories that I really want to talk about. Um. So we have this. We have this. This is insane. Essentially, deporting somebody who's here legally because they were expressing their First Amendment right. Really want to talk about that. So I don't know if for the caption we could do like MAGA doesn't care about the First Amendment or MAGA are the bad guys because like at this point it's like okay, canceling $1 billion for schools and food banks, deporting people for protesting against genocide. Like these are the villains, right? It's like so clear. MAGA doesn't like free speech. Elon did pay a lot for this advertisement, to be honest. Who's surprised freedom of speech is a farce used by the right to spew racist shit with no consequence? Yeah, pretty much. Not protesting is evil to him. Okay. Let's go to Canva real quick. this background. Can't get rid of Marco, huh? Nazis and reactionaries don't deserve speech. I mean, that's kind of what Tim Walz was saying, and they lost their minds about that. They were like, no, Nazis should be able to say whatever they want. Oh, but protest against the genocide? Nope, deported. Okay, what do y'all think about this? Um, thoughts? I can still edit it. Hey, Epsilon. And there's a few things we could talk about here. We could talk about this. Like, why did we do this? Why did we do this? We could talk about deporting someone who's here legally for uh um what's the word I just used? Participating in their First Amendment right? No, there's a word. Practicing their First Amendment right? No. Help me out, guys. I just used this word. Hey, Rome. Unlimited topics related to that. Exercising. Thank you, Gotti. Exercising their First Amendment rights. Thank you, Zanabi. Yeah. Okay. There's the hold on. Deportation ASMR. Like this shit is insane. From the White House. What else we got? That's 3 examples. Let's get. Do we have more examples of Trump and his supporters just being pure villains? I seen something today that the EPA director is going to pretty much eliminate every regulation. It's crazy. Oh, love that for us. EPA. Let me look that up. Biggest deregulatory action in U.S. history. Being American is so embarrassing right now. Yeah. EPA head says he'll roll back dozens of environmental regulations, including rules on climate change. In what he called the most consequential day of deregulation in American history, the head of the EPA announced a series of actions Wednesday to roll back landmark environmental regulations, including rules on pollution from coal-fired power plants. We are driving a dagger through the heart of climate change of climate change religion and ushering in America's golden age. Jesus Christ. This guy almost won the governorship in New York, by the way. This Kathy Hochul was such a weak candidate. He was almost New York governor. Yeah, Tracy, exercising. Hey, Harper. First mod stream. Woo woo. Oh, I have to mod you though. Hold on. I don't remember how to do that. Add as moderator. There you go. Ethan, you should be a mod on Twitch now. Oh wait, no, you're on YouTube. I don't remember where you were modding, but I modded you on YouTube. Okay, cool. When they breathe. Okay. Yeah, I think we're gonna go with this. Trump saying violence against Tesla is domestic terrorism. What? Hold on. Is there a clip of this? I gotta see this shit.
For the fourth week in a row, demonstrators will be in front of SpaceX and Starlink in Redmond today, protesting Elon Musk's involvement in the government. They plan to come out every Wednesday to demand Musk be dismissed and his activities be terminated and investigated by Congress. In the last few weeks, we've seen people set Teslas on fire and ambush drivers in their cars around Seattle. Seattle police and the ATF still trying to figure out if this fire, where 4 local Tesla Cybertrucks went up in flames, was set on purpose. Protests against Musk, his Tesla company, and the Doge task force, they're growing across the country as well right now. So much so that President Donald Trump announced he will label violence against Tesla dealerships as domestic terrorism. This is according to Reuters. This is a president holding a media event outside the White House to show off the new Tesla Model Y that he bought.
I think he's been treated very unfairly by a very small group of people. Oh, watch Secret Service go crazy. Thank you.
I mean, if you actually drove it around, it would really be wild.
Beautiful. Wow.
God, wait. Look at his head.
Wow.
I get on this other side.
That's beautiful. This is a different panel than I've had. Everything's computer. That's beautiful. Wow. No, that's beautiful.
Yeah. Mr. President talks about some of the violence that's been going on around the country at dealerships. Some say they should be labeled domestic terrorists.
I will do that. I'll do it. I'm going to stop them. We catch anybody doing it because they're harming a great American company. You know, I've stuck up for the NFL. I've stuck up for a lot of American companies.
I don't like this one as an argument point because it's pretty clear that what they're referring to is like the vandalism and the fires and stuff, rather than just protesting. So I don't want MAGA to have any ability to push back. So like, for example, they're not going to be able. What is the pushback on this? The First Amendment clearly protects freedom of speech and the freedom to protest, and he's deporting someone who's here legally because of that. Whereas if we go with that, they'll be like, well, if they're lighting cars on fire for a political motive, then that is terrorism. And then, I mean, that's kind of true. Like, obviously, it's not the fact that we'd be lumping them in with terrorists that are killing people is crazy, but it's I don't like it as an argument for this caption. I do think, hold on, Trump promoting Tesla as president of the United States is insane, right? Like, that's got to be Tesla. Oh, and his tweet about he tweeted that boycotting Tesla was illegal. That is definitely something we could talk about. Trump is trying to help out his bedmate by advertising his Tesla. Why are they throwing out hardball questions? Was that on Truth Social? What? No shot. So much for freedom of speech. Oh my god. Bro. Okay, let me I can't even open it in incognito. It doesn't work for you either? Oh, maybe it's just down because it's a dog shit website. Okay, Trump. All right, I have the screenshot. I think I posted it in general. Hold on. Hold on, chat. Help is on the way. Okay, yeah, I got the screenshot. Like, this is wild. IP banned off True Social is crazy. I mean, that's a flex, right? I could put that on my resume. Got IP banned off True Social. Me and my cousins had a game back when we were like 12 years old for who could get banned on Club Penguin the fastest. Some things never change. All right, let me get the background. What was the record? It was 21 years ago. I don't remember. I'm sorry. What is this? Okay, we'll do that. God damn. Hold on. Dan, do you believe in aliens? I don't really think about it much. I mean, given how vast the everything is, the universe, space, all that shit, I wouldn't be shocked if there was life beyond our galaxy. I figured it'd be a funny core memory or something. Okay. I think we're good to go. You know what's wild about this as well? The programs focused on spending money at local farms. So they're not only hurting children, but they're also hurting farmers. I think I'd be more shocked that we found them at all, not at their existence. Yeah, that's fair. There's a really good quote that's like, hold on. If there is life beyond Earth, let me try to find the quote I'm thinking of. If there is life beyond Earth, it's terrifying, and if there isn't life beyond Earth, it's also terrifying. Someone know that quote that I'm thinking of? It's definitely not worded that way. Life beyond Earth quote. Oh, here we go. Two possibilities exist. Either we are alone in the universe or we are not. Both are equally terrifying. By Arthur C. Clarke. Here, I'm posting it just for YouTube and Twitch. Okay, let's get started. Oh my god, I'm 22 minutes late. All right, here we go. What's this? Oh, we don't need this. What's this? Okay. Unironically, that does make you more hireable. Thank you so much, Madam Hexus. I don't know what those spinning triangles are. I'm assuming they're bits of some kind, and I really appreciate it. Thank you. Okay. Hi, Arflu. There was one last thing I wanted to try, actually, which was I have an idea for how Twitch and YouTube can see the TikTok gifts. Window capture. TikTok Studio. Why are there two TikTok studios open? That's weird. Does it not let me? It might not let me. Yeah, it's not letting me. Okay, well, gave it a shot. The only other way would be screen capture, but I'm not doing that. It'd be too hard to manage. You should set up some auto notifications on your Discord. I missed the start of the pre-show. I didn't want to like notify everyone of the pre-show and of the show. I figured the pre-show is just like a little, sneak peek because sometimes I don't do anything for the pre-show. So like I feel bad, like, hey, everyone come in for the pre-show, and I'm just sitting here like editing text. But or maybe we could do something where people can sign up. Is that something available on Discord? Where people can sign up for notifications for the pre-show? Huh. We'll look into that. You can create an optional role for people who want notifications. Yeah. Okay. That's a good idea. It's our super secret in club. Yeah, for now. Okay. Here we go. Going live on TikTok in 3, 2, 3, 2. Hold on 1 second. Okay, in 3, 2. All right, we should be live on TikTok now. Hey, Ethan. Hey, Antoine. TikTok chat should start showing up there for YouTube and Twitch. No audio. Oh, okay. Why does this keep happening? Testing. I don't know why. It happened on OBS too. I don't know why my mic keeps like resetting, but thank you for letting me know. Hey, Ethan. Hey, Antoine. Hey, Ruby. Hey, Patty. Hey, Allie. Hey, Starscream. Oh, shit, it's Dan. Here we go again. Hey, Wikigore. Hey, Sylves. Hey, Allison. We're going to get started very shortly. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for the shares. Let me see too, Emily. Let's start tapping the screen so we can get on the FYP. Get some MAGA in here. We're going to be doing some debates. Then we're going to be doing some news. Did you watch the Sam Cedar Jubilee video? It was nuts. I want to watch it. Listen, I'm down to watch it tonight if TikTok lets me. But if they don't, then we might have to end the TikTok live and just watch it on like YouTube and Twitch. We'll see. Legit old school villains, not the complicated past villains. Yeah, just like actual like mustache twirling villains at this point. How are you doing? I'm doing okay. How about you, Ruby? Literally wasn't even a debate. He just schooled them for all for hours. Your sign needs to be a little higher. This? Like that? I've been in a car for 15 hours. I'm dying. Okie dokie. Emily. PJ, listen. I get you're angry. I get you're saying it in all caps. Unlike you guys, I can read. So just the one comment is fine. You don't have to spam. I saw the Cedar Jubilee video. I changed my mind about MAGA people. Oh, what do you think now? MAGA brain rot was on full display. Maybe we will watch it. I kind of want to watch it now. They are dumb. They have been brainwashed. Some of them, certainly, yeah. For sure. For sure, for sure. All right. I'm going to take the first guess once we hit 10K likes. You're my favorite TV show. Thank you. We need to talk to them like they are prisoners of war. I would watch it with you. Only one view. Wait, what do you mean only one view? People really wake up every day to spam live chats. Yeah. They look more diverse too, which is scary. Many of them look like liberals. Well, to be fair, there's a selection bias because on Jubilee, you're gonna see they're gonna try to pick a more diverse group. You need MS Paint to help them see what you're saying. White House now rebranded as a car dealership and advertisement. All right. Thank you all so much for being here. If you're here for the first time, I really appreciate you checking out the live. We are live Wednesday to Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern, doing live political debates, political discussions, and fact checks. We're also live for all major political events. So if you like this content, drop a follow, tap the screen. For those of you that are sending gifts, I really appreciate it, but nobody has to send a gift. The only thing I ask for is if you could just make sure you're following. Right next to my name should be a little orange heart or a gray heart. If you see a red oval, that means you still have to follow. Thank you so much. Day 1000 of Dan being my bedtime show. Norwegian things. I feel bad that I moved up the lives to 7 p.m. because it hurts the European viewers. Lots of lying going on here. Thelma, can you come up and tell me anything I'm lying about? All you have to do to humiliate me is just press the request button and prove me wrong. That's it. Hey, Nick, how have you been? It's been a while. If anyone likes just really chill vibes, Nick does antler carving. Nick does antler carving. I said that right. Nick does antler carving, and they come out like really sick. And yeah, drop him a follow if you like that kind of stuff. Oh, I did forget my patience meter. It's midnight 30 here in Spain. Wait, do people call it 12:30, midnight 30? That's cool. Yeah, no problem, Nick. All right, let me see here. Did you see the congressman end the meeting over an argument about pronouns? I don't think I saw that one. No, just I do. Okay. All right, we're gonna go to our first guest right now. I forgot the patience meter. Here we go. Midnight 30 is kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie. I might start using that. Well, I'm not gonna lie. Hi, welcome up.
Dan, I have been up here before. I just thought I'd come up before the MAGA gets up here. So a couple points I just want to make that I don't know if anybody's noticed, but it's been 4 world leaders that have proved Trump wrong in the Oval Office since he's taken the Oval Office. So that's 4, including the Irish president today, proving them wrong. What was my second point? My second point was that he has rescinded almost every single tariff that he's trying to put in place because it's not working. So when it comes down to, here's my point. So I don't know if you've seen it. It's going around a lot of social media platforms. Over 100 faith leaders have been put in jail for sexual assault against underage people. 0 drag queens and people of that they complained were the problem in America have been put behind jail for that. So it's just, we're just seeing the turn of the tide. So I just thought I'd come up here and say that before MAGA comes up here and tries to, run their little spiel.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
But I appreciate you, Dan. Great content. Thank you.
You too. Have a good one. All right. Here we go. Next guest. Hi, welcome up.
Hello.
Hey, what's going on?
Hi. I'd like to ask you a quick question about just Trump in general,
Okay.
if you don't mind.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Trump has like any hope of succeeding? Because I'm not really a Trump guy, but I still kind of have hope that he might do something, that's good, even though he's not really on track to do anything, or he hasn't been on track to do anything great right now. Do you feel like he has the potential to do anything good?
So there's 2 ways I can answer this question. So basically, anything good is kind of subjective because there are a group of people in this country who do like some of the things he's doing. But for us brain users, they don't really seem like good things. So for me, the odds of him doing anything good would be outside of what his proposals are. None of his proposals seem to be any good.
No.
Yeah. So it really depends on who's defining the word good. Now, in my opinion, so far in his presidency, it's been how many days? 50 days?
4 months?
It feels like 4 months. It's 4 months since he won. But
Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I think his presidency's been like 50 days. The only good thing I liked was his proposal to get rid of the penny, which was not in his original proposals. Everything else is dog shit. The mass deportations are bad. The attacks on freedom of speech are bad. The attacks on the checks and balances are bad. The tariffs are bad.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. I just think I think the tariffs would have been good if it wasn't like an overall tariff on everything. Because like again, there's all those I think there's like tariffs for Chinese steel and the tariffs on everything. I'm pretty sure a lot of houses in the States are made using Canadian lumber. So I mean I feel like tariffs could have been good for the American economy, but just not like an overall tariff.
Yeah, it really depends on like if you're trying to protect a certain industry, or I mean there are other reasons for tariffs. Like I've mentioned before, if you for national security reasons want to do tariffs on something like steel, right? Because we need it for wartime, and we don't want to have to rely on an adversarial power in the case of wartime. So it could make sense for the United States consumer to pay a little bit more just in case for national security. If that was that, and you could make that argument for something like steel, you can make that argument for other things, but that's not what their argument is. Same case for like you said, if there's like certain industry we want to protect, that's fine. But blanket tariffs are never good for anyone. So
yeah. I don't know. I just think his whole 51st state argument is kind of full of shit because he keeps making the arguments of like, oh, we don't need Canada, we don't need anything from them, we don't, they're full of shit, they give us nothing, but he wants to take in their debt, he wants to take in all their problems, and I don't know, I just don't get it. It just makes like zero sense at all. You're like taking something that you said you don't even need, so I don't know, it just seems like a whole waste.
Yeah. All right. Well, I appreciate you coming up.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate you. Enjoy the content.
Thank you. Bye. All right. We are looking for Trump supporters. If we got some Trump supporters in chat, I would love to hear you guys.
Yo.
Hi, welcome up.
What's up?
How old are you?
21.
Year of birth?
January 25, 2004.
2004. Okay. So what's up?
You said they were villains.
Yeah. Do you want to know why I think so?
Yeah.
Okay. So just yesterday, Donald Trump and his administration are planning to deport someone who's here legally because they were protesting against the Palestinian genocide.
Yeah.
Just today, USDA cancels $1 billion in local food purchasing for schools and food banks. These are programs that would have purchased from local farms. So we're hurting children and farmers. Okay. The White House plans on rounding up more pro-Palestinian protesters, despite whether they're legal or not. The White House official Twitter account posts illegal alien deportation as ASMR. However you feel about illegal immigrants, they are still humans, and having ASMR associated with them being shackled is absolutely evil, in my opinion. The EPA is planning on rolling back dozens of environmental regulations that are going to make our food and water and air less safe. I don't know. Donald Trump says that boycotting Tesla is illegal, which goes directly against our First Amendment right. I mean, a lot of these things are indefensible. Like, how do you defend this?
Okay, so the pro-Palestinian, was he supporting Hamas?
Was he supporting Hamas?
The terrorist group that attacked American citizens.
Let me ask you a question. Hamas? Does that matter for the First Amendment?
It's propaganda.
I'm gonna ask you the question again. Does who you're supporting matter for the First Amendment? Because if that's the case, I know some Nazis we can deport.
Why would you deport Nazis?
Hold on. Do you think Nazis are good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, he was supporting a terrorist group, and so yes, I think that goes against the First Amendment.
Yeah, you're either trolling or you're too lost to have a conversation with. So I'm just gonna go to the next guest. Said, yeah, Nazis are good. Okay. Well, that was fun. Gonna go to the next guest in a second. Patience meter needs to be updated. Literal rage bait, yeah.
Yo,
Hi, welcome up.
hi. I'm 18, '06. I was here a little bit ago, I think way before the election. But actually, could you fill me in on what happened with the protester? Because I vaguely heard about that, but I'm not entirely sure what happened.
So this protester is here legally with a green card, and
Yeah.
they were targeted specifically for their pro-Palestinian protest. This is one of the students that was negotiating with Columbia University because they wanted them to divest from Israel. We could read about the executive order. An executive order signed Wednesday by President Trump outlines a broad federal crackdown on, quote, the explosion of anti-Semitism, end quote, in the U.S., especially on college campuses, and says he will cancel visas of foreign students who are Hamas sympathizers and deport pro-jihadist protesters.
All right. Well, that's fucked. Sorry for my language, but that's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ah, Jesus Christ. Like, yeah, I don't know. And we have people up here saying that Nazis are great. Like, even
I'm
if it,
hoping that was a
yeah, I'm
troll.
hoping it was a troll. And
Yeah.
even if it was a troll, like, do you think you're setting a good example for people who do, like,
Thank you,
call
Graham.
themselves Republicans? Like, that's not, I don't know, man. This country is something.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Yeah,
appreciate you
man.
coming
Thanks
up.
for having me up.
Yeah. So far, chat, the only MAGA we've been able to bring up has said there's nothing wrong with Nazis. It's selection bias, sure, because it was the only one that had the courage to come up. Everyone else is just talking about it in what triggered the Obama. That was the hand heart. Everybody else is just yapping in chat because they can't actually defend anything that Donald Trump does. If they could, they'd be requesting up. What a start to the week, right? Hi, welcome up.
Hey, Dan, I'm a friendly. Just wanted to ask if you thought there was more corruption than we're aware of going on behind the scenes, either from Musk or from Putin.
Very possible. You did remind me. I want to watch. There's a 25-minute video from Senator Murphy going over all the corruption from this administration in his first month or so, and I definitely want to watch that with chat. So thank you for reminding me. But as for if there's corruption going on behind the scenes, that would just be speculation. I don't want to.
Okay, thanks. Love your content.
Love you too. Bye. It was good. I just finished that video. So is a green card a privilege or a right? However you feel about what a green card and if it is a privilege or a right, the fact of the matter is you either support the First Amendment or you don't. It sounds like the people that are okay with this deportation don't support the First Amendment. There's no stipulation. There's no stipulation when applying for a green card that says you have to shut up when you're in the United States. There's no stipulation that says you are not protected by the Constitution when you're in the United States. Come up from behind your keyboards. They won't. They can't. Hi, welcome up.
Hey.
What's going on?
So sorry, friendly. Fuck no, I didn't support Trump. I did want to let you know, I'm not sure if you or anybody else in the chat is aware, Primaries in Wisconsin are coming up, and one of the incumbents is directly financially supported by Elon Musk and MAGA, and
Wow.
is trying to repeal abortion rights here that were like just legalized.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. So didn't know if you were aware. That was all I came to spread the message for. I
You
apologize.
said it's in Wisconsin?
Correct.
I will keep that in mind. Thank you.
Brad Schumer is the MAGA-supported incumbent, and it's for the Supreme Court here.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. Have a good day.
You too. All right. Wait, chat. Nobody go anywhere. I got something for. I'm going to need y'all to come up from behind your keyboards. Okay. I understand that you risk us hearing either your Russian accent or you breathing through your mouth, but you got to start defending your Lord and Savior here. We are all villains in someone's story. Okay, great. MAGA are villains in everyone's story. Hi, welcome up.
Hey Dan.
MAGA's in chat saying no.
For this particular subject, I'm a semi-friendly. Um,
Okay.
but while we give the MAGA time to collect their testicular fortitude, I did have a question because I don't know how I've watched you so long, but I just now noticed this flag behind you. How big are you in the One Piece?
It is my favorite anime, and I've been enjoying it for almost 2 decades, so pretty big.
Okay. So the reason why I said semi-friendly is because I'm not a fan, but I do want to add. I just have a question. Um, and it comes with a caveat. Well, not a caveat, but it's a question, and then to let something else after. A question and a statement. What do you?
Thanks, Obama. Thanks, Obama.
How likely is it that the One Piece is the friends we made along the way?
It's not. The creator said that it's not. It's going to be something physical. People thought it was going to be that, but he's like, no, it's not going to be some bullshit like friends we made along the way.
Okay.
Corky, thank you
I'm
for the
just
sub.
saying, if it is, prepare to be sick of me. The One Piece fans are gonna be sick of me.
No, if the One Piece is the friends you made along the way, I give you full rights to dunk on me as much as possible.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Have a good one.
All. You have a good stream, buddy.
Thanks, Larry. Okay, we're gonna go to the next guest. If you're MAGA and you're typing, what I need you to do is you're gonna want to press that button right there. Okay, it's the pink person, blue person button. That's the button that shows that you actually are a human being rather than a Russian bot and rather than a knuckle dragger. Okay, you can press that button and you can defend yourself here because right now Donald Trump is doing things that are evil and you are okay with it. If you are okay with the USDA canceling $1 billion for local food purchasing for schools and food banks, which are not only going to hurt children, but also local farmers, then I think you might be evil. So it'd be great if you could come up and defend yourself.
What's up, bud?
Hi, how you doing?
Not too bad. I was just saying, coming up, why I support Trump and I'm not a villain, I guess. Just trying to go after your little saying here.
Okay.
Yeah, in my opinion, man, I think I guess your side is the left side. I think the left has gotten kind of radical. I think you guys have so much violence in the streets. Almost every single thing that happens, Roe v. Wade, BLM, pro-Palestine, I think every time something doesn't go your way, you like make violence, you start trouble, and then Jan 6 happens and no one gets killed besides a heart attack, and some property damage was done and it's blown up like 9/11, and the ignorance is ignoring the last like 5 years of that happening, like what, once or twice a year on the left side. I just think I personally don't think the left likes America. I think y'all want us to lose. I think you want the world to be a community, which would be great under a whole world one order, I guess, if we all thought the same way. But the problem is we don't, and I just don't think the left is American. I think the left hates America. To be honest with you, I'm not trying to bust your balls. I don't know how you feel. It feels like to me like the left just hates everything America stands for. I mean, just hates our ideals, hates everything we do. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good. First of all, I'm gonna offer my appreciation for the fact that you actually had the fortitude to come up here, because MAGA has been terrified lately. So I do appreciate that.
No problem.
The idea that the left is violent when they don't get their way, but then we can just hand wave January 6th, where police officers were assaulted, is insanity to me. January 6th was essentially the right not willing to accept the results of an election.
You're right. You're absolutely right there.
And and if you really cared about America, you would respect the results of an election, whether you lose or win. Now, to say that the left doesn't like the things that America stands for, I want to ask you, the First Amendment protects the right to protest. Why is it that the right, the Republicans, are the ones that are going after protesters? We just talked about it. I'm sure you were here. Donald Trump is planning on deporting people here legally for exercising their First Amendment rights.
Yeah, I just got here. I didn't hear what you were talking about.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so Donald Trump is deporting anyone that protests against the genocide in Palestine, whether or not they're here legally. That's insanity to me, and it is against our First Amendment right. Donald Trump also is on record saying he wants to sue news organizations for speaking poorly against him. He's already sued a pollster. He's sued Ann Seltzer for getting a poll wrong. That's not how polls work, by the way. Obviously not every poll is 100% accurate. Thank you, Miss Sunflower. It's so clear that the First Amendment, the right loves the Second Amendment, but they don't like the First Amendment. They don't like the 14th Amendment, right? Birthright citizenship. Donald Trump essentially rescinded that, even though it's in the Constitution. The things that the United States stands for are things that the left are fighting for. The right are fighting against.
Okay. Do you consider posting online on social network part of the First Amendment? Like in a public square, Twitter, Facebook, etc.
As long as the government isn't the one censoring you, then
okay.
If the government censors you off of social media, that is a violation of your First Amendment rights. Yes.
So if the government was caught like sending emails telling a social media network to take people off for saying certain things, you would think that would be an invasion of the First Amendment, right?
Possibly. Depends on what it is.
Okay. Well, in my opinion, I thought they attacked the First Amendment. I mean, the Twitter files brought that to light, and that was a fact. I mean, that did come up to the forefront in Congress. They did speak, and they found emails of the government telling Twitter at the time, I think it was Jack Dorsey, to get certain people that were speaking of the Biden laptop, speaking of anything opposite of.
No, you're mixing up the Twitter files and the Facebook letter.
Okay, I think you're probably right. I think you're probably right.
Yeah,
there. But I do know. I think in both cases the government was involved in some case. I know Mark Zuckerberg did admit on the Rogan Experience that he did get many emails from the government telling them to take off memes that were against the jab, take off memes that were against their point of view.
So real quick,
I do think a private company has a right to do that. I think you're right. But I think the fact that he said the government literally told him to, I think that is a violation. At least, I mean, it's at least barring on the violation of freedom of speech. I really do.
Okay. So in regards to the Twitter files, none of these were demands. They were requests. And if you have a problem with it, then you should probably be more upset with Trump, because the Twitter files revealed that both the Trump administration and the Biden campaign were making requests. The Biden campaign is technically not the government yet. So you should be actually more mad at Trump, because Trump tried to get Chrissy Teigen's post taken down. Chrissy Teigen said Trump is a pussy-ass bitch, and he wanted that taken down as president of the United States.
So Twitter or Facebook?
This is Twitter.
But okay.
Yeah. Now the Facebook story is a little bit different. The Facebook story is talking about how the FBI told Facebook that the Russian the Hunter Biden laptop story had all the hallmarks of Russian disinformation. So it was taken down for a day. Then the FBI went back to Facebook and said, "It turns out that it's real," and then they put it back up.
Okay,
two separate topics. But the Twitter files, anyone that the Twitter files were posted as if they were super against Democrats, when in the reality, it revealed both parties had made requests of Twitter. The most important thing is requests. So even though Donald Trump made a request of Twitter to take down Chrissy Teigen's post, given that it was a request and not a demand, I'm not that upset about it. But if I was upset about Biden's shit, then I'd definitely be upset about Trump's shit because he was president. Biden was a candidate.
Well, I think it's hard to say it was Trump's fault on Twitter because he was actually banned off of Twitter. So I don't think Trump told them to ban him. And I think at the time Al-Qaeda had a page. And I just think that's kind of crazy. The president of the United States being barred off a social platform.
He broke their terms of service.
Yeah,
he broke their terms of service.
But terms of service, I mean, I don't know if you ever dealt with them. They're super vague. They don't ever tell you exactly. They just say you violated this rule. Then you try and input it back and talk to a person takes weeks. I mean, that's the point. But I do know on Twitter and on Facebook, I think you're right. It was the FBI. They did tell all the social network platforms during the 2020 election that there was going to be a lie coming soon, and that was the Biden laptop. And they told them all that it was Russian disinformation. They told them
no. Listen, I know this very well. That's why I use my words very specifically. They said this has all of the hallmarks of Russian disinformation. And in less than 24 hours, they confirmed that it was not Russian disinformation. And so the news went back up. I get it. Conservatives had to wait a full day to see Hunter's massive hog.
People were barred off. You do know that, right? People were kicked off for even mentioning it for weeks.
This isn't true.
Almost. Well, I'm pretty sure it is. I'm pretty sure Zuckerberg said it was. He made it very clear, saying that they told him for weeks that it was be aware. Russian disinformation is coming in the perspective of a Biden laptop. And then when he found out it was true, that's when he said he fought back against the FBI emails saying that, listen, it's truth. I mean, I don't believe much of what he says anyway. So maybe it's bullshit. Maybe
I don't know where you're getting this timeline. This isn't even in his letter. It was a 24-hour period. The FBI approaches Facebook and says,
with his interview.
Well, with his interview. Okay.
Yes. He said it. He said it. He's basically said it on tape.
He said that he was banning people.
He said that he was told to watch people who said that to get them off his platform because they are spreading misinformation.
Yeah, that's not true. Yes. That's not true. If there's evidence of that, I would love to see it.
Okay. I mean, he has 2 episodes on a Rogan Experience. The first one he said that. The second one was about memes or something like that. I'm going
to ask you a question. Before Donald Trump won the election,
which one?
This one, the most recent.
Okay. Yep.
He threatened to punish Mark Zuckerberg for banning him off of Facebook for being unfair against him. Right. He wins the election, and Mark Zuckerberg shows up to the inauguration, donates to his campaign fund, removes fact-checking from his platform. You're going to take him at his word?
That's where I agree with you. I think what Zuckerberg says, Zuckerberg is just trying to watch his ass.
Yes.
But I do think in every, I guess, interview he had, I'm thinking there is some truth behind it because other social network platforms did the same thing. Even though there was no one talking for Twitter, besides Dorsey talked years prior, but he didn't speak about
there's
that.
A difference. There's a difference here. The Twitter released the actual evidence, right? The Twitter files had actual evidence rather than just Mark Zuckerberg saying, "Oh yeah, this is what the FBI did." And the reason that's relevant is because before the election, before Trump won the election, what Zuckerberg said was different than what he said after Trump won the election.
I agree. I think Zuckerberg is a typical billionaire Bezos watching his own ass to try and get ahead. And I think Musk is up there with him too. But I honestly think Musk has more good intentions than Mark Zuckerberg does. You probably disagree with me. I'm sure you do. You probably hate Musk right now. But I honestly think the fact that what he's doing, I think it needs to be done. I think Clinton did it in the 90s, and right now Trump's doing it, and they hate it because
Clinton
Trump is doing it.
Clinton did not do it in the 90s.
Well, he did bring down our government, our federal government by like 200,000 people.
Yeah,
So
but
I do know
he
that
didn't
was,
just cancel funding in this way.
no, you're absolutely right. But he did downsize it over 200,000 jobs, and that helped balance our budget in the 90s. First president to do that in like 50 years, and it hasn't been done since.
You know what's interesting about the difference between Clinton and Musk in this case? The difference between President Clinton and President Musk in this case is that Clinton took years, right, so that they can analyze what things to get rid of to cut the deficit. And he also didn't cut taxes for rich people. In fact, he raised taxes on rich people, right? It was two separate things.
I think you're right. I think that the way they're doing it right now is kind of like a bull in a china shop.
Yeah.
But
So-
I think our government right now is so corrupt, you kind of have to do it that way.
Let me just-
The right and the left. I'm not saying Trump isn't. I'm saying the right and the left is corrupt, man. I think that is.
The
whole
problem
government is
now,
corrupt.
the problem now is that when you could just say, "Oh, everything's so corrupt," so that means whatever. We can actually track down what the problems are. Like the right and the left are corrupt. The Clinton, but the stuff he cut was congressionally approved. This stuff that's being cut now is not only taking years of analysis to see if they're worth being cut, but it's weeks, if not days, of them just saying, "Oh, we don't need this," and it's unilaterally from the executive branch. That's one of the big differences. But the biggest difference, even if it's okay, even if you're okay with this, right? Even if you're okay with things like this, where we're cutting $1 billion for food banks that would have not only helped children but local farmers, even if you're okay with that, the problem is that unlike Clinton, who did cuts to reduce the deficit, and actually we ended with a surplus. Oh my God, a surplus! Imagine that. Donald Trump and his administration are planning on taking any money they save and just funneling it into the pockets of people like Elon Musk. And you see that with the Republican budget proposal. In the House, they proposed $4.5 trillion in tax cuts, $4 trillion added to the deficit. This is not about balancing the budget. This is about selling the tax cuts that are going to bankrupt this country.
Now, see, I really think it's about giving our country back on track. I think he's looking at more long term. I'm not trying to compare it to China, because China I don't agree with the way they do things, but they look at the long term more than the short term. They deal with the short term pain to help what they think is going to help them long term.
I got to stop you right there. I got to stop you. I'm sorry. Do you know what the number one expenditure is for the United States right now?
No.
It is the interest. It is the interest on our debt.
Oh, okay, that makes
so
sense. Okay.
Adding $4 trillion to the deficit, is not good for the long term.
Well,
it is going
I
to.
do know if we get that deficit down, like if we find waste and fraud. Let's give me one second. If we somehow, let's say, take off $1 trillion in fraud, whether it's real or not, they think it is, and they cut it from the government. $1 trillion less we're spending, and then on top of that, in the last month they have acquired $1.3 trillion in investments from Japan, from Honda, from Canadian car makers, 1.3, and Apple. 1.3 trillion. So we've minused 1 trillion and added 1.3 trillion in investments. It's kind of coming close on to being able to pay the deficit down.
Here's the problem with your numbers. Okay.
Yep.
So we're already starting at negative 4 trillion if Trump gets what he wants, right? With the tax cuts. Right. Okay. Negative 4 trillion. The entire discretionary budget, which includes military spending, is 1.7 trillion. The entire thing. So if we cut all of our discretionary budget, we are still in the hole by 2.3 trillion. This waste, fraud, and abuse that's being found, what it actually is just congressionally approved programs that Elon Musk doesn't like. We have not seen any waste. We've not seen any fraud. We've not seen any abuse.
It's federally approved finances that the American people don't know, that the American people don't like. I mean, I know it's silly, but sending I think it was a few million in like transgender mice or a few million in condoms to Africa, just silly stuff that they have to find a way to spend money, because if they don't spend that extra money in the year, they lose that for next year's budget.
Really?
So if the budget's in surplus towards the end of the year, they got to find reasons to spend money. And if they find silly reasons,
that's not what USAID is. But okay, so the transgender mice thing is that The research was not to trans mice. I'm not even going to go into that. It's
yeah.
The problem with all this little stuff. Here's the problem. All this little stuff is like, it's pennies compared to what the tax cut's going to do. Like, we can send, we sent, like I said, a few $1 million for condoms in Africa. Do you know what that does? It prevents the spread of AIDS in the world. It makes the world safer and thus makes the United States safer. A few million for that is nothing. Do you know what a few million is compared to 4 trillion that's being added to the deficit because of the tax cut? 4 trillion? Yep. I don't think you understand. The problem is humans can't fathom what a trillion is.
Yeah.
That number is so insane that if we don't tackle that number, all of the rest is irrelevant. And anyone that brings it up, it's clear they're an unserious human being.
Okay, well, do you have any idea on how we could downsize our government to make we would have less spending? Because it's the first time in my lifetime I remember any government official trying to do this. And I know it's brash and I know it's bull, but it's something that I think almost every American wants done. They think government is too big. I mean, maybe they're going at it the wrong way, but how would you personally go at it by downsizing?
So what we're doing is actually making the government larger under the Trump administration. Well, we're funneling the power to the government. Now the executive branch has more power to do whatever they want, and it's not like we're actually spending less. He's increasing spending just like he did his first time. All it is reallocating the money. Instead of helping people, it's reallocating the money into the pockets of the Musks of the world. That's the problem. If he came in and said, we're going to do some hard cuts, I would still disagree with some of the cuts, but at the very least, it's clear it's coming from good faith. But if he comes in and says, okay, we're going to do some cuts, but we're going to also cut rich people's taxes by 4 times the amount of cuts we do, 8 times the amount of cuts we do, then it'd be like, okay, this guy's full of shit. That's the difference, right? If he came in with an actual intention to reduce the deficit, I'd hear him out.
Yeah.
That's not his intention, and you can tell by his actions.
So do you honestly think that the stuff he's doing now is not going to have any kind of positive impact going forward? Like none of it?
No. In fact, most certainly negative impacts. Because what we're doing is we're making our country and the planet less safe in exchange for Elon Musk keeping more of his money at the end of the year. We're not getting anything from these cuts. We're not going to see tax cuts to that extent. No way. In fact, we're going to be paying more because of the tariffs. I have the study on that too. Hold on.
Yeah. Tariffs, you're right.
Yeah, so if everything goes through how Trump is proposing, this is what Americans are going to be saving through tax cuts. Poorest 20% are actually going to be paying more. Second poorest, paying more. It's only the top 5% that are going to see a cut in their taxes.
Okay, do you think the reciprocal tariffs thing is a good idea or a bad idea? Not tariffs on countries that don't deserve it, but just kind of matching tariffs that they have on us.
It's a bad idea.
It's a bad idea. So
okay.
You think?
And I'll tell you why.
Is it just because we're bigger, or
I'll
is
tell
that
you
the
why.
reason?
So the reason for certain tariffs is to protect certain industries in this country. So reciprocal tariffing industries that other countries are trying to protect is not actually going to help anybody. More importantly, Donald Trump's reciprocal tariffs for Canada are asinine because these are things that were already agreed upon in the USMCA, which is the agreement that Donald Trump signed. That's the biggest problem with his tariffs on Mexico and Canada. We'll talk about China separately. His tariffs on Mexico and Canada are actually things that he's going against. Like he was upset with the deal that we had that he signed in his first term.
I agree with that. I think if you make a deal, you should adhere to it. But the only problem with that is I think Canada made a deal with the American Dairy Association saying that they will let our dairy into their kind of marketplace. But they've tariffed it so much to where our dairy can't even compete. So do you think that's kind of, I mean, it's not quite breaking the deal, but it is kind of twisting it so our dairy industry can't compete in their marketplace. You think? I think their tariff on our dairy is like 240%, I think.
Who asked? Let me just ask you this question. Yep. When people voted for Donald Trump, right? They wanted lower grocery prices, right? That was a big reason.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, I think you're about right there.
So who asked for us to increase tariffs on dairy in Canada? Who asked for this? Who asked for the Gulf of America? Who asked for invading the Panama Canal? Who asked for this?
Yeah. I think the Gulf of America was to be able to basically drill more out there because Biden made some crazy thing before he left saying that we can't drill offshore. So a way to bypass the thing that Biden did was name it differently, so it was a different name. So it wasn't actually going against Biden's executive decision.
It's completely made up.
Renaming it, so it wasn't like
you
can't drill a Gulf of Mexico, but you can drill a Gulf of America.
I hate to break it to you, but you. So there's a career right now.
I think you're probably right.
There's a career right now, which is called sanitizing Donald Trump. Okay, there's several people out there that make a living, and all they do is Donald Trump comes out with some bullshit, and then they make it digestible for Republicans and try to make it make sense, because a lot of the stuff Trump does doesn't make sense. So when Trump proposes the tariffs, at first the sanitizers come in and they say, "Hey, the tariffs are going to be good for the long term because we'll bring jobs back to this country, and then it'll be cheaper." And then when he rescinds the tariffs, the sanitizers get it and they're like, "Hey, this was a negotiation tactic. See, we got what we want." And then he threatens the tariffs again. It's like, "Oh, well, we're trying to protect our jobs here." And then he rescinds them again, and he's like, and the sanitizers come in and they're like, "Well, it was a negotiation for inflation," and it's happened with what you just said too. That the Gulf of America thing had nothing to do with any of that. It was just a vanity project. It's the same reason why the House has bills right now. There's a bill in the House to put Donald Trump on Mount Rushmore. Nobody asked for that. There's a bill in the House.
I heard about that. Yeah.
There's a bill in the House to allow presidents to run for a third term only if they haven't had 2 consecutive terms, which applies to one man in the entire country, which is Donald Trump. These are all things that nobody asked for. If I was to ask you, what is Donald Trump doing to lower grocery prices? The answer is nothing. In fact, his actions are to raise grocery prices. The problem is that you're getting your news from the MAGA sanitizers, the Trump sanitizers.
No, I'm judging the grocery thing on my industry. In my industry, I'm a diesel mechanic. And I know everything follows prices on what truckers can deliver and what it costs to deliver. And I do know if gas prices do go down and we drill, baby, drill, like this whole fucking shtick is, that prices will follow accordingly. Maybe not right away, but everything follows trucking prices. If it costs less to drop something off gas-wise, the prices will go down. Maybe not as much as we want, but they will go down.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think that the United States are the only dictators of gas prices?
No, absolutely not. No. I don't think so, no.
Okay.
But I do think if we're buying our own product, I think we have more of a say than anybody else does.
Okay, so when you say we're buying our own product, are you saying that we're going to pay more for our own product?
No, I'm saying when we cut off the pipeline up through Canada, when Biden first jumped in and killed what was 60 or 80,000 jobs of a pipeline.
I'm going to stop you right there.
Pipeline. I think it was Keystone, maybe.
Keystone XL was nowhere near operational. It wouldn't even be operational by the end of this term. So it has nothing to do with gas prices.
No, but
Number 2, it was a Canadian pipeline, so it has nothing to do with our gas prices. Number 3, it transported tar sands and not gas. So this is another talking point from the MAGA sanitizers. I'm sorry.
So do you think if we do bring gas prices down here in America, if we find more places to drill off the coast, and say you're right, maybe what we have now won't bring it down, but maybe some will. You think if gas does go down, prices won't go down with it?
Right now, the price of gas isn't even that bad. And yet, groceries are still very expensive.
They're not bad, but it's only not bad because we've been used to it for the last 3 years. I mean, my gas bill is still double what it was 4 years ago. It just is. I mean, what? I was paying $150 a month in a bigger house 4 or 5 years ago. Right now, I'm paying $300 or $400, and I'm using heat very methodically in a smaller house. My gas and electric is much more expensive than it was 5 years ago. And I'm not saying because of Trump. I'm just saying that was the time frame. I'm thinking more COVID than Trump, to be honest with you. I think COVID fucked America up.
You're right. You're right. And Donald Trump drill baby drilling is not going to undo COVID. You found the correct answer.
Yeah. I think COVID was such a fucking a crux in everything that everybody's fighting for. It can hurt you in your argument. It can hurt me in my argument. I think COVID fucks everybody. It really does. And I just think, I hope more than I think that I want just America to go back to looking for America first. I'm not saying ignore the world. Just look for America. People are suffering here. They really are. There's people struggling to pay bills, check to check. People are working their goddamn asses off. And then all you hear on the news is like, well, we got to keep immigrants here because they want the jobs. But we see people that need jobs here that maybe they won't do the hard jobs, but
Hold on, one second. Just 1 second.
Sorry.
Unemployment is very low right now. The biggest problem is the cost of living, and deporting people that are here just working the jobs that Americans don't want to do, that are here having families, that are not breaking the law, is going to raise taxes. These are people that are paying into our social security system and won't receive any of the benefits. So the idea that you're saying people are living paycheck to paycheck, people are struggling. Yes, I agree with you. The problem is that one candidate in the last election planned on helping those people, and the other candidate is doing everything to continue to hurt those people.
How is she going to help the working class?
How is she going to help the working class? Great question. Federal ban on price gouging, grants for first-time home buyers, tax $50,000 in tax. What's it called? Tax deductions for people starting small businesses, child tax credits. There were so many things that she planned on helping with the middle class and the lower class. Whereas Donald Trump is just going to continue to.
Well, the child tax credits was even on both sides. I mean,
well, hers was more.
JD Vance said something, then they said something $500 more like a few weeks later. So it was just like I said this and you said it more.
Well,
so the child tax credit was silly. I mean, it was just back and forth.
Well, here's a problem with the child tax credit. When Biden expanded the child tax credit in his first term, and it reduced child poverty by, I think it was like 40%, and then the Republicans let it expire, I think I'm going to trust the candidate who's going to have the Democratic House that'll vote for that rather than the Republican House, which are villains. They're the ones that let it expire in the first place. They're the ones that are the reason that both Kamala and Trump had to propose it.
Well, I mean, like I said, the child tax credit, I have mixed emotions.
So we'll go to the other one.
Sorry.
Banning federal price gouging. That will actually stop a lot of the inflation issues because we have companies like Kroger, like Target, like McDonald's that said they raised prices beyond what inflation would have called for. Meanwhile, Donald Trump is coming in the opposite direction. He's coming in and saying, we're going to do tariffs and raise everyone's prices. And that right there, that alone, you should be like, okay, why did I vote for this?
But see, that's the problem. If you've worked in the grocery industry, their percentages on profits are like 0.5% and 1%.
Oh, this was another.
They are not. No, I'm sorry, but I did grocery. I worked in food my entire life. The grocery store profit is not as much as you say they are. There's a reason there's only 2 or 3 big grocery chains. It is a very tough industry to crack into and make money.
I know this one too. Listen, I know this one too. This is another Trump sanitizing point. Just because you have a low percentage margin does not mean that percentage cannot skyrocket if you're price gouging. If grocery stores are doing high volume but only making 1%, and then and they take advantage of inflation and they raise their prices by another 0.5%, you might think, oh, 0.5%, that's nothing. But that's a 50% increase in their profit margin.
I just think there's much more price gouging in almost every other industry. The grocery industry is the wrong industry.
Fine. Donald Trump didn't care about it, and Kamala did. Your argument is like, oh, okay, Kamala wouldn't have done enough. Trump is doing the opposite and hurting us, but Kamala wouldn't have done enough help. This is the problem with the bars. It's Trump can fuck us in the ass, and it's okay. But if Kamala doesn't solve America, I'm going to vote for Trump.
If you did what Kamala said when it came to price gouging with the groceries, there would have been food shortages. There would have been mass hoarding of certain objects, because if they put a cap on eggs, let's say $6, Kamala said you can't sell eggs more than $6, but the gas and everything else
it's not price controls. You're describing price controls,
but you can't do that with food.
You're not. You're describing price controls. That's not the same as banning price gouging. They're different.
No, what she would have done would have it happened in Brazil, and it happened, I think, not Brazil, it was another country, Argentina. Brazil.
You're wrong. No, I can't even let you. Now you're just fake newsing. I can't let you fake news. Those are called price controls, which are typical of socialist economies. That is not what she was proposing. She was proposing a ban on price gouging.
She was the most radical socialist we've had run for.
Oh, okay, all right. So you're off script now. You're on the MAGA talking point, the NPC dialogue. How do I press A to get to the end of this? You ignored my sentence twice now, right?
No. I mean,
Do you
You
understand?
basically said my stance was fake and just ignored it altogether without.
Because we are describing price controls, and I'm describing a ban on price gouging. I'm not going to let you finish talking about building a house when we're trying to bake a cake.
I think the news could have been lying. Don't get me wrong.
What? What?
I thought you were talking to someone else. Sorry, but the building the house thing. Sorry, I thought that was you talking. You cannot price control food. You just can't.
That's good because she wasn't proposing that. Oh my God, you have to be trolling. She's not proposing price controls. She is proposing a ban on price gouging.
Yes.
Would you like me to explain the difference? Would you like me to explain the difference?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. So price controls are capping the amount that you can sell goods for. Okay. This can be a problem because a lot of goods fluctuate in their availability. A lot of goods fluctuate in their price. And that's why price controls very rarely, if ever, work. Banning price gouging is preventing companies for charging more than they would be able to charge due to inflation in the case of an emergency. So we're talking about the after effects of COVID. We're talking about in terms of major hurricanes. We're talking about in terms of wildfires and stuff like that. But in the main case that we're referring to is the emergency of the pandemic. During the pandemic, companies like Kroger and McDonald's and Target raised their prices and admitted they raised their prices more than inflation. And that is punishing us consumers who don't know any better and just saying, oh, it's just inflation. Oh, it's just inflation. Kamala would have prevented that. That would not cause shortages. That would not cause bread lines or whatever you were describing, because these are different policies.
Well, see, it's so hard for you to say that Kamala would have not done that because Biden did do that. And she exactly said she would have not separated from what Biden did.
Biden did not do price controls.
No, he didn't. But you're saying if Kamala was there instead of Biden, it would have got the way she did because she would have done the price capping on not price controls, but I forget the word you used. But the problem is every single industry has different price marks. So if you make a base mark at $6 and you can't go over $6, what happens is if the Kroger, the Walmart, the Price Chopper, if they think that they can't sell their product for a profit at $6, you know what? They don't do the profit. They don't do the product. So then it goes to shortages because they can't make money off it.
You were describing price controls again. That's not. No. It's not capping at a certain price. It's preventing the rise of percentage if that percentage is rising more than inflation in an emergency. These are different things. You keep saying $6.
But do they make a singular percentage on how much they could do? Because every company is different. Every company charges different because they have different allocations of money. So do you make an all-terrain profit margin of what you can't go over, or do they go to each specific company and go through their books and say, okay, you can't charge this because you're charging too much for this? That's the problem. You can't make an all-terrain price. You just can't. For her to do that, she would have to allocate different government agencies to every single independent grocery business to see what their profit margins are and what they're selling every single product for. You can't do an all-terrain one because everyone is different. If I go to Price Chopper and buy eggs, it's going to be different if I go to Aldi's to buy eggs. But you can't put it at all these prices because they find a way to do it. Because Price Chopper is maybe making better eggs. Maybe they're grass-fed chickens and they spend a little more money. But Aldi's is just doing therapy-infused chickens that just eat garbage. That's why theirs are cheaper. But you can't go off their prices and say you got to go off what they're selling them because they sold it for $4. So there's no reason why you should be selling it for $6. And if Price Chopper can't make money off of their eggs because they're doing it the right way, it just means they're going to stop making them.
I'm going to walk you through this one more time.
Yes, sir.
Inflation rate is 2%. Aldi is selling their eggs for $6. Walmart is selling their eggs for $4. Aldi raises the prices by, what did I say inflation was? Sorry, 2%? Aldi raises their prices by 5%. They are price gouging by 3%, and that would be prevented by Kamala Harris.
Okay,
it doesn't matter the dollar amount; it's a percentage.
Would the Kamala Harris price controls be?
Stop. No! Stop! Say it again. Say it right.
I keep forgetting the words you use. Sorry.
Ban on price gouging.
Ban on price gouging. Okay. Would the Kamala Harris ban on price gouging be like a one-size-fits-all, or would she do the work and have people going to every single grocery company and see what they can and can't afford. That's the problem that we had, I think, because
it's by industry, not
one
company.
size fits all.
The
It's
price.
not.
If Walmart is selling their eggs for $4 because they're getting them for $2, and Aldi is selling their eggs for $6 because they're getting them for $3, then regardless, if you go up 2% versus 5%, it's a percentage. It's a percentage. Do you know what a percentage is?
Yes.
The circle with the line in the circle.
What if Walmart needs more of a percentage because they have a bigger company and got to spend more people and more products? And Aldi's is a smaller company, and they can work off of 2% because they have a smaller workforce.
They're allowed to raise their prices to counter inflation. It's beyond that. It's when they raise beyond inflation.
But the problem is it's Walmart needs to probably charge more percentage-wise because they have a bigger workforce to pay, more labor, bigger...
That's fine. She's not going to lower the percentage that they're already making. It's if they raise their price. What's not getting through?
It's just, maybe I'm wrong, but I do know the whole... Jesus, I'm sorry.
Can I talk to the dog instead? I think he'll get it.
I just think that price capping is a scary...
Okay. Thank you, Shauna, for the dino. I don't know what else. I don't know how else I could have explained that. I need some water. I'll be right back. Give me like 22 seconds. Okay. We're going to go to the next guest. If you're here for the first time, thank you so much for joining. We're live Wednesdays to Saturdays, 7 p.m. Eastern, doing live political debates, political discussions, and fact checks. We're also live for all major political events. So if you like this content, drop a follow, tap the screen. We're currently live on 3 platforms: TikTok, YouTube, Twitch. TikTok might be banned next month. So if you want to make sure you're following on YouTube and Twitch, links are in my bio. Now, I want to thank every single person that's sent the gift so far. I really appreciate you guys and the subs, but I don't ask for any gifts. I don't ask for any subs. The only thing I ask for is if you could just make sure to drop a follow. Right next to my name, there should be an orange or gray heart. If there's a red oval, that means you're not following and you got to press that. Thank you. And we're going to the next guest now. Thank you, remember. Thank you, Alexandra. Hi, welcome up.
Hi.
How you doing?
Yeah. So why am I a villain for supporting Trump?
Great question. So, are you okay with canceling $1 billion for local food purchasing for schools and food banks that are going to hurt children in nearby farms?
That's a pretty framed question.
Okay. Are you okay with the official White House Twitter posting ASMR illegal alien deportation?
Yeah.
You're for that. Even though these
They're
are human
illegal.
beings, you're for like glorifying them being shackled and sent home. You're for that?
Yeah, didn't the
That's why
left
you're
glorify the
a
guy
villain.
Luigi? The left glorified the guy Luigi shot, the CEO.
The left glorified the CEO?
No, Luigi. They romanticized him for murdering the CEO. So what is this double standard?
Well, the difference here, I can explain it to you very easily. The difference here is random left-wing people on TikTok versus the White House.
Yeah. What is the White House glorifying here?
Oh, the White House is glorifying treating people like they're not humans. Calling this ASMR
No, they're
when it's the
human.
sound of shackles of sending people back to the place that they left because they wanted a better life.
Yeah.
That's cruelty.
Yeah, but they came here illegally. So
okay,
if they
and
follow the law, they can come here.
Okay.
Then we can
all right.
come
Next
back
time you
out.
speed, get the fuck out of the country. Because coming here illegally
No,
is a
because that's not
misdemeanor.
That's not a deportable offense, and I'm a citizen. They're not a citizen. They came here illegally.
What is that? What is that? It doesn't change whether you're a cruel person or not. Are you saying?
Why
Wait,
did you just
let
say
me
if
ask you a
I
question.
speed, I get kicked out of the country?
Let me ask you a
What
question.
kind of
Would you be
mental
okay?
lapse
Would you
was
be
that?
okay if we just started murdering people outside of the country?
No.
No. Why? Tell me why. They're not citizens.
No, they're not. But I didn't say we should murder non-citizens. Did I
Yeah.
say
Why
that?
wouldn't you be okay with it?
Because human life is valuable.
Thank
and
you.
we should
Yes.
protect
So
innocent
what
human
we're
life.
doing
Yeah.
here is we are dehumanizing them by saying it's ASMR to shackle them and send them back to the countries that they fled.
That's not dehumanizing. That's just following the law.
No. Okay. So why couldn't they just post, "Hey,
What
we've
about
deported
that's
X amount of people"?
dehumanizing?
Why couldn't they just
What
post that?
about that
Why are
is
they making it sound like it's music to our ears? Yes, yes. Get rid of those dirty heathens.
They didn't say that.
What
They
do you
didn't
think
say
it
dirty
implies when
heathen.
you say ASMR?
No, you-
you know what ASMR is? Do you know what it stands for?
It is relaxing to see law enforced. I do find I'm relaxed when I see that. I feel
Oh,
safe.
yeah, you're a
when I see
villain.
that.
You're a bad person. Yeah.
To see the law enforced.
If the law enforced is this, then yes. Yeah.
Also, if it's another law that you agree with, like seeing Derek Chauvin get celebrated for being put into prison and him getting dehumanized, then it's okay.
I didn't dehumanize him. He was just a murderer.
No, I didn't say you did. The left did. You guys celebrated this.
Yeah. No, he should be in prison. You don't think he should
No,
be
I
in
don't
prison
think
for
he should
murdering
be
that
in
man?
prison. No, he didn't murder him because he was found dead because of fentanyl.
You're lying.
Not because of his.
You're
I'm
lying.
not lying.
That's not true.
The autopsy report says so. I'm not lying, but you can say I'm lying.
Okay. Thank you, Not on Earth. I appreciate that.
So yeah, no, I think he should be exonerated and taken out. It was an emotional decision made at an emotional time because this country is so hungry for a race war.
The prosecution in Derek Chauvin's trial is trying to establish that George Floyd died from lack of oxygen.
Yeah.
And here are what the experts say.
I looked at
Fentanyl
the,
contributed to
autopsy
George Floyd's
report.
death, what was not the main cause, a medical examiner says. I'm so sick of these people. Okay, so what I'm going to need from you right now, is an apology because you just
No, 'cause
made
he
that
was
up.
saying I can't breathe
You
when he
made
was
that up.
standing up.
You
No,
made
he
that
was saying I
up
can't
because
breathe
you're
when he
a
was
horrible
standing up.
person. You get that, right?
Okay. But no, I'm not. But
Okay,
he was
so
saying
if
I
the
can't
medical
breathe when he
examiner,
was standing up.
said fentanyl contributed to his death, but it was not the main cause because the main cause was the knee on the man's throat.
Mhm.
Why did you lie just now and say that fentanyl was the cause?
I looked at the autopsy report. He didn't die of asphyxiation. He died because of an overdose.
No. Okay. This is what I want to ask you to do.
Mm-hmm.
All right. When I show you that that's not what he died from, okay, what I need from you is I need an apology, and it's got to be a big one. Okay.
Not going to happen.
Oh, okay. So you don't care about the truth. You hate him because he's black. Just say it. You just hate him because he's black.
What?
That's
No.
that's the reason.
No, he's a criminal, and he deserved to go to jail.
What was his crime?
I don't. Holding a weapon, a firearm, to a pregnant woman's stomach while his friends robbed her house.
When did
amongst many other crimes?
this happened? When Derek Chauvin put a knee to his neck?
No, but I mean, there's consequences to your actions. So
Wait, hold on. So you're saying that a crime, an alleged crime from the past, is enough to execute him on the spot in the future?
well, he didn't execute him. He followed police procedure.
No,
because
that's
the
not
guy
true.
Was resisting. He was resisting.
Now that's a
he was
lie. Okay,
resisting
you're
arrest.
actually fake newsing for the worst possible outcome. The fact that you're okay with just police executing people for crimes of the past is insanity.
Oh, he didn't execute him. So I
What?
don't
Okay,
agree
what
with
do you
that.
think happens to a person when you put your knee on their neck for 9 minutes?
Well, if they've just ingested tons of fentanyl, they're
They
probably
didn't.
gonna
They
get,
didn't. You're
like,
lying. You're lying.
He did.
I hate you so
how-
much.
how
You're
was there
such a bad
fentanyl in the
person.
system? So why was there fentanyl in the system?
Probably because he took fentanyl.
Oh, exactly what I just said.
Oh, okay. So if someone does drugs, they should be executed by the police. Is what you're saying?
No,
Say it with your
I'm
chest.
saying
If
that
someone took drugs, they should be executed by the police.
an execution, he would have just taken his firearm and shot him in the head. He didn't do that. That's an execution.
Why did he
followed-
put his knee on his neck for 9 minutes?
Because George Floyd was resisting arrest. If he would have just sat in the back seat, he'd be alive right
Okay. So now answer
He
me
did-
this:
he res- he
if you
resisted
resist
arrest.
arrest, does
He
that
did.
give you if someone resists the arrest, should they be executed on the spot?
now. But he wasn't executed, so that's assuming that he was
Okay,
executed.
all right.
So no.
Officer, had he not put his knee on that man's neck, George Floyd would
He
still
should
be
have
with
put
us.
his knee on his neck. Absolutely, he should put his knee on his neck.
Oh, okay. So
100%.
you are for executing people if they resist arrest. Got it.
Knee on the neck is a
Thank
legal
you for proving my
execution.
caption. Oh my god, that one was easy. In case anyone doesn't know, the medical examiner did not say that he died due to an overdose. Just a complete lie. Absolute complete lie. Watching the video is painful. Oh my god, yeah. Thank you, Linda. Watching that video was painful, especially like when he called out for his mom. Oh my god. Like if you don't feel empathy for the way he died, whatever happened in it, whatever he did in his past, he had a crime of like having a fake $20 bill. Whatever you feel, if you don't feel empathy for how he died, you are a villain. You're a bad person. I wish you'd just be open about it. It'd be cooler at least. Like when villains come out with a strut walk, like they twirl their mustache. Just say it with your chest. Don't try to justify it. Oh well, he was a criminal, so there are consequences. Oh, it wasn't an execution. If it was an execution, it would be by a gun. Like they try to gaslight us into something that we saw. We saw what he did. He put his knee on his neck for 9 minutes for no reason. Jesus Christ. Like, listen, if y'all want to be villains, that's fine. You can do the thing. Here, get a cat, right? Turn around in your chair. Just embrace it. Stop trying to justify it with these mental gymnastics. Wish I had his chiropractor. RC is obsessed with. Oh, is he one of those guys? I don't even know if we've ever had him up here before. They want us to be villains too, yeah. What happened to George makes me sick. It should. Dan Malik is paid by the DNC, and there's proof. Rich Poor, provide proof, and I'll send you every dime that I've been given by the DNC. Provide a single lick of proof. I just sent you a request. Come up and show the proof. Humiliate me in front of 1,000 people. Rich Poor, I sent you a request. Come up. Let's see the proof. Hurry up. Quick, before I end the live. Yeah, that's what I thought. Go to the next guest. Do you think black people can be racist? Oh shit, he's here. Hey, welcome up.
You're paid by the DNC.
Where's the proof? Where's the proof?
I've seen the proof myself, buddy.
Where is it? Let's see it.
It's online. It's on Reddit. There's my buddy named Brian Shelton. Tell me I've seen it myself.
All right. Well, send me the link. I'll post it so everybody can see.
Dude, you know that there's proof. You're just trying to trick me. I'll bring the proof. Give me about 5.
Bring it. This is what I'm going to do.
Give me.
If you show me the proof that I'm paid by the DNC, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop going live. Okay. I'm going to donate every dollar that I receive from the DNC to you. Okay. And then I'm going to campaign for the midterms for the Republicans. All right. If you could show me a single piece of evidence that I'm paid by the DNC.
Dan Malik is paid by the DNC. There's proof to back it up. I've seen it. I'm going to show everybody in the chat. I'm going to show you also to your face so I can get it on live.
How do you sleep and breathe at the same time? There's no way that you're able to do that. This is not a real person. Like, are you calling from the hospital because they're bandaging your knuckles right now? What's happening here?
You are paid. You're trying to change the topic. You are paid by the DNC, and I've seen the proof myself, buddy. But you won't.
Why are you gatekeeping the proof? Show chat. Chat wants to know.
You're going to pivot. You're not going to directly address the proof when I show it to you.
I'm gonna directly address it. Show me.
I just find it funny. That there. I've seen the proof.
Show me the proof.
I've seen the proof myself.
Show me the proof.
I'm gonna show it to you. I can't walk and chew bubble gum at the same time. I can only do one thing at one time. But I'm gonna show you the damn proof. I'm gonna show it to you, and I want you to not pivot this time.
I'm not pivoting. You know what? I'm not even gonna have my hands are behind my head. Show the proof.
I have the proof. What do you mean?
Yeah, show it.
There was a post. It was on Reddit. Then some of the comments or YouTube comments agreed with it as well. So I've seen it myself.
Can you send me the Reddit thread?
There's Reddit threads. There's YouTube comments. There's plenty of proof. I mean,
right. So I'm going to ask this question again, and I hope that you can follow the answer that we're looking for here. When I say, Can you send me the Reddit thread? I'm not asking if there are Reddit threads. I'm asking you to send me the Reddit thread.
How would I send you a Reddit thread? Come on, make it make sense.
Okay, this guy's trolling.
I'll send it, but I'm on my phone. I'm saying I'm on my phone at the same time. That's what I'm saying. I'm on my
That's
phone
fine.
right now.
So what you do is you take your thumb and you hold it on the link, and then you copy. Take the thread, send it to me. I put it up here, and that's the end of Dan Malik. That's all you got to do.
I'm gonna show their proof and evidence. I'm gonna drop down and get the proof. I'll be back, buddy. Trust me. I need you to not pivot. This is
All right. Going to the next guest.
Hello?
Hi, welcome up.
Hey, I'm not an op. There was just I wanted to ask you a quick question, but there was also something that someone earlier said that I just wanted to fact check for you because I know there's so much, it's too much for you to do all at once. He said transgender mice. It was transgenic mice, to research medicine.
So I didn't push back on that specifically because I did further research into this, and I think the transgenic mice thing is actually not true. They still lied about the studies because Trump said that they were turning mice transgender, and that's not what they were doing. But I think the transgenic thing was also like a red herring. That's why I didn't push back on that specifically. I posted about it in my Discord.
Okay, cool. I'll look into that because I was looking at it while he was talking, and I was just reading different articles from I think it was Reuters and Yahoo, so maybe those aren't valuable. Also, this one I'm not entirely sure, and I actually kind of want to ask you: the whole tariff 200% on dairy, wasn't that a limit to just protect their economy from getting overwhelmed? But it's not 200% per gallon. It's like after a certain point.
That sounds right, but I'm not an expert, so I'm not gonna.
Okay, that's what I think. I'm 98% sure that's what that is. And then I want to ask you, what do you?
I gotta get the Trump supporters, man. I appreciate it.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, bye. Okay, Carver, thank you so much for the $20 financial compensation for having to deal with RC. Thank you so much, Carver. All right, go to the next guest. Okay, the guests are dropping. Carver's in the DNC, by the way, so technically I'm correct, or he's correct. DEI Dan. Okay, while this guest is connecting, shout out to Josh, Starscream, and Sim. Thank you so much for tapping the screen to the extent that you're in the top 3 screen tappers. I appreciate you 3 so much, and we're going to reset that real quick. We're going to reset that. This guest isn't connecting. MAGA mobile type shit.
China.
All right, next guest. Thank you, Chelsea. Hi, welcome up.
Yeah, man. So
Thanks, Obama.
Thank you, Rose.
how are you doing, man? All right. I voted for Trump, but I'm a registered independent. I don't like the 2-party system, and I thought Obama was gonna change stuff, and it seems like every time there's a step to the left, giant steps to the right. There's nothing's gonna happen, and I feel like Trump is a perfect opportunity to burn the system to the ground and build back something better. Biden, Harris, Obama, they're not enough to do anything. It's all still going in the wrong direction.
So the problem with that is that it's very, very possible, in fact, more likely than not, that the thing we build back better is actually built back worse. If the fascists tear everything down, it's the fascists that are going to build it back up in their image. The idea that accelerationism is going to work and we're going to burn everything down and now we have a socialist utopia is asinine. The reality is, with every Democratic president we've had, we have shifted this country into a more progressive direction. Yes, it's slow, but I would rather take slow positive change than rapid regressive change.
What about like Germany and other fascist, some fascist places that aren't fascist anymore? Like Germany's a nice place to live, sort of.
Do you know what happened to Germany in the 1940s?
Exactly. So you burn that shit to the stuff to the ground, and
But
something
Germany didn't
hopefully
burn
a little bit
themselves
better
to the ground. They lost a war. The United States will not lose a war.
Okay. I was just seeing what do you think about what is it called? Accelerationism?
Yeah. It's dumb. Anyway, thank you. Was that guy talking to us from inside a helicopter? Germany has the US on genocide watch. Yeah. Okay, next guest. The United States would lose only one type of war. Can't lie, Democrats have been kind of pushovers. Yeah, I am very critical of the current Democratic establishment for sure. And for all the Jill Stein voters out there, right now is the time to be critical to Democrats, not during the election against the fascists. Okay, so right now is the perfect time where if Kamala was president, we could be protesting and pushing her to the left, versus now where we have to protest for just human rights. Just FYI, if you're a Jill Stein supporter, now is when we criticize the Democrats, not leading up to the election. Guest not connecting. Going to the next guest. Senate Dems are holding the line on CR. That is something. Yeah, it's I think I'm getting tired of like the performative stuff. Like the State of the Union was a great example. I really think what Al Green did was good, and I think every Democrat should have done it one at a time to prevent the lies that were about to be spewed by the president. Whereas they had their little paddles. Like, bro, it's been 10 years of this shit. The paddles don't work. Okay, it's time for some civil disobedience. They must like autocracy, not democracy. Those polite paddles didn't do shit. Yeah, exactly. Like I mean, it was the case when Nancy Pelosi ripped up the speech at like his first State of the Union or whatever. Like at the time, it's like, oh, okay, you know, nice protest, I guess. But like Trump's first term is very different from his second term. Like this is an actual fascist president. We got to start doing some anti-fascist shit aside from just paddles.
Genuinely, no.
Thank you, lukewarm.
Hey, how's it going, Dan?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm a friendly. Just have a quick question. So my family came to the U.S. They fled a dictatorship. Come here. Now, at what point do I go back to my roots? I guess. I mean, I have a kid now. She's 2. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what the cutoff point is.
In terms of like deportation.
No. I got my citizenship and everything. But I have a dual citizen.
You're saying
I'm
when
thinking of leaving.
when to get out of Dodge is what you're saying.
Yeah, and is it safer to be in the belly of the beast?
Depends on the
Or
dictatorship,
outside?
I think.
You know?
Yeah, it depends on your
That's where
situation.
I'm
I
at.
can't answer that question for you.
No,
But
I appreciate it. I just figured that, I
listen,
mean,
I'll
this
say
is where they're
this.
putting people at.
I'll say this. If Canada was in a warmer place, I might have moved in 2017. That's all I'll say. But
All right.
anyway,
Thank you.
thank you for
See
coming
you
up.
later.
Thank you, Enemy Within. If SCOTUS allows Trump to repeal the 14th Amendment by executive order, it's time. That's the end. Yeah, because that's when it's official that the Constitution matters less than Donald Trump. Yeah. All right, next guest. Here we go.
Yellow.
Hey, welcome up.
How are you, man?
I'm doing all right.
Do you want to know why I like Trump?
Yeah.
Transparency, deportation, and turning the economy around.
Okay. What do you mean by turning the economy around?
Well, obviously these tariffs are bad now, but obviously it's going to create jobs, and the 25% tariffs that are on the products that they're paying is going to get produced in the United States, which is going to bring more jobs, more money in the future. It's hard to turn around an economy that's been a disaster for the past 4 years. It takes time.
Okay, so he said he was going to lower grocery prices on day one. That was a lie. You admit that he lied to you, right?
What's that?
When Donald Trump said he was going to lower grocery prices on day one, that was a complete lie. You admit that he lied.
You're not going to lower prices on day one. My God, what are you doing on day one? You're signing the paperwork.
Okay, so do you agree that he lied to you when he said this?
No, I don't believe he said that.
If I show you a video of him saying it, then what? Are you going to agree that he lied to you? Lied right to your face?
Okay, one thing, groceries. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. So you're open to it. Now you're open to the lie.
I'm open to it, buddy. I don't
the goalpost move here is insane.
What's that?
Okay. So now you're saying it's okay. He didn't lie to you because it was groceries?
No, but I didn't see him say groceries were going to be turned around on day one. Who says that? I don't know. I'd like to see the video, to be honest with you.
Okay. And when you see the video, will you admit that he lied to you?
Yeah, he lied to me on groceries. Big deal. Go ahead.
Okay, so you don't care. That's the thing.
Breaking just moments ago, consumer prices headed back up in November. CNN's Matt Egan joins me now to break down the latest inflation report. This is not the way that anyone wanted to see this.
In second one, it's
okay. Number one, that's a clip.
That's
from
not the video. Relax.
Okay.
Jesus, that's why I said hold on.
At least show me.
Okay.
Because
I don't really know what. I'm gonna pull it up in a second.
On day one, turn grocery prices around. Like, you're not even in office yet. You're signing papers. You're signing executive orders. Like, you're not turning things on a dime day one. So I don't know why you'd say that.
As Trump's barrage. And more than
I don't want to hear news anchors talking about it. I want to hear it out of his mouth,
brother.
Because
if you give me a moment,
okay, but
I'm just getting the clip. Not like it matters because you already said whoop, big deal. So I don't even know why I'm showing it to you. You already don't care. You're fine with being lied to.
But you played two videos that weren't the right video.
I'm not playing any video yet. I'm trying to find the clip. Relax. Damn.
Okay.
You got somewhere to be?
I'm not getting excited. I just don't.
You got to get to the bread line or something. Jesus Christ.
Trump said that he was going to say, I want to hear it out of his mouth, that he's going to lower
more than immigration.
prices.
You know, they like to say immigration. I break it down more to the border, but I want on the border and I want on groceries. It's a very simple word, groceries. Like almost, who uses the word? I started using the word, the groceries, and I won an election based on that. We're going to bring those prices way down.
I think he genuinely.
What the fuck? Way down. He didn't say day one.
Hold on, bro. Damn.
My God.
So if all goes to plan, when do you think families will be able to feel prices going down? Groceries, energy, or are you kind of saying to them, hang on, inflation may get worse until it gets better?
No, I think we're going to become a rich. Look, we're not that rich right now. We owe $36 trillion. That's because we let all these nations take advantage of us. Same thing, like 200 billion with Canada. We owe 300. We have a deficit with Mexico of 350 billion dollars. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to let that happen.
Joining me now is Ron and Son.
Hold on, we're almost there.
What is happening? Like, just play the clip of him saying it. Why are you clipping 6 clips into it?
A vote for Trump means your groceries will be cheaper. It'll also bring your grocery bill way down. I have more complaints on grocery. The word grocery, it's sort of simple word, but it sort of means like everything you eat. The stomach is speaking. It always does. And I have more complaints about that bacon and things going up, double, triple, quadruple. I haven't seen Cheerios in a long time. I'm going to take them back with me. Bacon is through the roof. They're all through the roof. The milk, everything is bad. And we're going to straighten it out. We're going to bring prices way down, and we're going to get it done fast.
Now, Trump tells Time magazine.
Fuck, bro. Where's the clip?
Where is the one where he says in one day? My God, you're battling me on this, and you can't even find the video.
It's at a rally. Give me the second, okay? Damn.
Jeez, and I won't take any just voiceover that could be AI. I got to see him saying it, which could still be altered. Like, you can't even find the video. What are we battling here? I don't get it. And your chat, mute him. Like, what is this? So when I win, I will immediately bring prices down starting on day one.
There it is. Thank God.
So when I win, I will immediately bring prices down starting on day one. Tell me you couldn't have got that from anywhere on the world. AI, man, just saying, yeah, I'm going to bring prices down. Like, I really believe that. Come on.
Okay, so yeah, you weren't going to believe it anyway.
I need a news statement. I need some proof. I can't.
You just said you wanted to hear it from his mouth.
I know, but yeah, from watching him, I need some proof. I can't just sit there. You play a clip and me think it's real online. Like, that doesn't work, man. There's AI. You can fucking put words into people's mouth steady. I need to see some sick of facts. These people. You know, the news hates him so much.
Tell me what I need to show you. Tell me what I need to show you. Thank you, Ivan.
Okay, listen to me. The news people hate that man so much.
Tell me what I need to show. No, shut the fuck up. Tell me what I need to show you.
I want to see a news article that says that.
You want to see a news article that says it?
That would be a big news article. Bringing down groceries day one. I want to see it.
Okay.
It's not there.
Wait. Hold on.
And a trusted news source, not CNN.
Hold on. Trusted news. Wait, okay. All right. No. All right. So before I pull up the news source, which news source?
All right. We all know CNN has their issues with children and everything.
All right. So what news source? Tell me what news source and what you need to see. I'm going to. I want you to admit that you're a bad faith actor. Okay. What news source and what you need to see? Here.
Show me what you can show me. If you can show me.
No. Set the goalpost, you piece of shit. What do you need? What news source?
Not CNN, not ABC.
Name one. Name one. Hurry up.
Okay, Rebel News. Put a Rebel News on there.
The fuck
Put
is
a Rebel
News
on right now. Rebel News. Or any right-wing news. I want to see something from.
Why would the right-wing report? Wait. So why would the right-wing report on your guy being stupid? Okay? It came out of his mouth. You heard it and you're blaming AI. You're a bad faith actor. You're a bad person. I hope you get what you deserve. I hope you have the day you deserve. And please get off of TikTok. No one needs to hear your mouth anymore. Jesus Christ, bro. I'm done with this. You heard it from the guy's mouth. We'll play it again.
So when I win, I will immediately bring prices down starting on day one.
And that was if it's first it's oh well he didn't say that. Then it's oh well even if he said it, it's just your groceries, it's not a big deal. Oh well, okay, that's him saying it, but it's AI. Oh show me a news source, but it can't be CNN. It needs to be a right wing news source. Bro, get the fuck out of here. Okay, you don't care. You're gonna follow Donald Trump no matter what, and you're gonna lie for him. You're gonna lie more than the worst part is you're lying more than he does. Just bending over backwards. Okay, the reality is. You're fine with paying more in groceries. You're fine with having a higher cost of living. You're fine with your life getting worse as long as you own the libs because you are what's wrong with America. You don't want to bring this country together. You want us to be apart. And I pray that you experience some of the negative effects from the guy you voted for so that maybe, just maybe, you can learn what empathy is and be like, oh no, this is bad for me. And now I get other people feeling bad. The next time you come in this live, I need an apology. Not for lying, but for being an inhuman sack of garbage. If you're here for the first time, thank you so much for joining. We are live Wednesdays to Saturdays, 7 p.m. Eastern, doing live political debates, political discussions, and fact checks. We're also live for all major political events. So if you like this content, drop a follow, tap the screen. Oh, he's Canadian. Perfect. Hi, welcome up.
Hey, what's going on? So first, I just want to emphasize this. I'm not a part of the opposition. I just want to say, love what you do, man. Sorry if this is wasting your time. I genuinely, I can't fucking believe these people anymore, man. They're so far gone, dude. I absolutely admire what you're doing right now, dog. Keep it up, man. Straight up.
Appreciate it.
No problem. Sorry for wasting your time, man.
You're good.
Have a get back to it.
Bye.
Hey Dan, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
I'm good. Hey, I'm not a Trump supporter. I was just hoping to get a couple words in really quick, and just wanted to tell everybody. I know you have a big audience. I've been on a live earlier today that I do have intentions on running for U.S. Georgia 12 against Rick Allen next year in the midterms. I've already set meetings and had meetings with campaign people, the local Democratic Party. I've got an invitation to the meeting tomorrow night, and yeah, I'm going to be moving forward with this. I'm going to try to flip a seat. It's going to be a tough one. It's he won by 20 plus points last fall, but I think it's doable. I want to run on a grassroots campaign, hit the streets, get out there, have meetings, town halls, just get. I don't want any super PAC donations. I don't want to go to Congress to get rich. I want to go to Congress to affect change. And it's personal for me. I have a special needs daughter, and her IEP is threatened. Her Medicaid is threatened, and this is not okay. What's happening? And I'm going to use their own talking points against them: waste, fraud, and abuse. The guy I'm running against literally has millions in government contracts in this district. It's insane. So I just wanted to hop up and just take a couple minutes of your time, if that's cool.
Yeah.
Anybody? I don't have an official page yet. I'm working on that. I'm going to be getting a shortly developing a website. I spoke with somebody about that. I actually just got off a call with her, and I want to try this. I think there's inroads to be made with this administration and what they're doing. So,
okay.
Yeah.
When your campaign begins, you are welcome to come back up and plug. I have no problem with using my platform for some positive change. So I really appreciate you.
All right. Well, thank you for letting me up. I just wanted to come in and just say that, and I'm ready to go. Once I'm official, I just got to file. I will be having I'll have an official page on here, get everything on my website up, and I'll direct everybody. But yeah, I'll be back when it's official.
Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. Going to the next guest.
You do understand that Democrats supported at least 2 genocidal regimes. You do understand that, right? Yeah, the guys who support the G sides are usually not the best ones, you know?
Who's supporting Israel right now?
on, man.
I'm not just talking about Israel. You placed the regime in Syria. You haven't done anything about the bombardment of Israel. The Trump has actually stopped the war. You are the most hypocritical pieces of garbage. Yeah,
I can't. What happened to hi, hello, how are you? Which war did he stop? Nickname. I think the war is in the room with us right now. Hi, welcome up.
Hey, I'm not gonna stay long, but if anybody's interested, we're fighting. That's all I got to say. Keep doing what you're doing. Love you. Bye.
Thank you. Wait, chat. Wasn't that guy Rich gonna come back with the proof that I'm paid by the DNC? Where is he? So are you gonna boot whoever you disagree with? No, I'm gonna boot people that just
Try that
make shit up.
Try it.
Thank you, Miles. I mean, he said Trump stopped the war, which is not true. Just made that up. I don't think I have to. I don't think I have to engage with anybody that I don't want to. So.
Hi, this is Scott. I have a page for my dog, but I just wanted to come up and say I think we're witnessing. I'm with you. I just think we're witnessing one of the largest thefts in human history. With the development of a sovereign wealth fund, also the development and the talks of putting money into Bitcoin. It seems that he's going to use these tariffs, put it into the treasury, and then just enrich himself and his friends directly right in front of us.
Yeah.
And that's all I wanted to say. I just want to say, everybody, look out for that, because I think that's what's coming.
No, I think you're right. And in fact, probably the last biggest transfer of wealth was back in 2017 with the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. The sheer amount of money that flowed to the top 1%, just from the state tax change alone, absolutely insane.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you so much.
No problem. I appreciate it. Have a good night.
You too. Yes, we got an NPC in Twitch chat. TDS suffer. Bro, The Daily Show is funny. I'm not suffering from that. Going to the next guest.
Hello.
Hi, welcome up.
I'm not a Trump supporter. I just wanted something. I just wanted to say something. I'm from Europe myself, and I just find it crazy that America's politics has just, in the last few years, changed this much.
I agree.
And I just feel bad for all the people who, like, we're gonna get affected by this. And you're doing a great job, man.
I'm trying. All right, thank you.
And that's all I want to say.
What's going on, Dan?
Hi, welcome up.
How are you doing tonight? I mean, I see the 1 out of 10, so I assume not well, unfortunately. I always try to pop in every once in a while. Just, I'm a friendly, but tell you, you're doing a great job. 1 out of 10, Dan. I think you need to bring the blood pressure monitor out right now. But we got 734 people in here, 239,000 likes. Everybody tap the screen 13 times. We're getting to 250. I think we need some people up here who support Trump, so we can have some potentially good arguments coming up. Probably not, unfortunately, seeing as what we've been on tonight. But no, I mean, I actually I came in to the guest queue when you said about the paddles and the pink suits earlier. I really think that the DNC, the Democrats in power, need to really tighten up and do some shit. If they're tweeting and saying this is a fascist dictatorship, act like it. Auction paddles and pink suits aren't doing shit. That's why I love and appreciate you, Dan. That's why, you're doing a great job. You don't give no fucks. You tell people how it is. You bring up articles. You bring up facts. And you bring out a blood monitor test. So, I mean, hey, man, yeah. You're doing what you can. But no, I appreciate you, man. We're at 250K. W chat. Everybody in chat's great. Trump supporters, get up here and try to prove him wrong. You got this.
Thank you. Oh God. Okay, hold on. One second. Is that good? Thank you, Shauna, for the corgi. Thank you, Name, for the crab. Thank you, Miles, for the stinging bee. And thank you, Vicky, for the glowing jellyfish. Thank you all so much. Thank you, Shauna, for the crab. All right, we're going to go to the next guest. The Common Sense Conservative. This should be fun. Hi, welcome up. Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Do you support Donald Trump?
So,
Bro, your mic is not mic-ling right now.
I don't like fact.
Can you like do something about that?
Hello.
There you
Yo,
go.
hello?
That's better. That's way better.
You hear me now?
Yeah.
Look, so I don't X, so X.
I think there might be something wrong with your connection.
Yeah, hello. You hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm a Trump supporter, so I'm not gonna accept any facts. So any facts that you do throw at me, I'm not gonna accept them.
I appreciate you coming up. Based. Yeah, there's a dude absolutely like schizo posting in the Twitch chat right now. My hobby is freeing people from the cult of leftism. Once their cult is threatened, they have to silence me. Dissent is not tolerated. Bro, you've been yapping for like 15 minutes. No one's silencing you. You just won't shut the fuck up. Listening to MAGA makes me consider a lobotomy. And what kind of cup are you using? Miyoki? Favorite author? George R. R. Martin, if he'd ever get off his ass and finish those books. Go on to the next guest. Hi, welcome up.
Thank you, bro. I never really had a problem with Trump and his supporters.
Yeah, do you support Donald Trump?
I voted for him, so and he is my president. I think we should all support our president, right?
Well, I mean, if the president is doing like evil shit, then no, I don't think so. Are you okay with this?
Okay, with what? What evil shit?
USDA cancels $1 billion in local food purchasing for schools and food banks. These are purchases for lower income students that would have come from nearby farms, so not only hurting poor children, but also farmers. You okay with that?
Canceling food stamps?
No, this is food purchasing for food banks. This is not food stamps. This is specifically for children. You okay with this? Cutting $1 billion from children so that we can give Elon Musk $4 trillion in tax cuts?
Well, assuming they're making a cut, they probably have enough budget. That's usually how that works.
Oh, okay, so that probably right there, that's the problem. You're not paying attention. The Trump administration has no problem with running deficits. He ran a bigger deficit than the Biden administration did in his first term. And if the House GOP budget plan goes through, we're adding $4 trillion to the deficit, and these cuts barely add up to $500 billion if they cut everything they want to cut. So we're hurting children to benefit the top 1%. That's evil. Now, are you for the First Amendment?
It's such a sorry ass pity story, bro.
Are you for the First Amendment?
Of course.
Then why are you okay with Donald Trump deporting people that are protesting against genocide? They're here legally, but he's willing to revoke their legal status because they're exercising their First Amendment right.
And what exactly are you talking about? Try to get specific and don't just like spew random ass talking points that don't have any actual facts.
So Mahmoud Khalil is a legal green card holder, and because he was protesting against the genocide in Palestine, Donald Trump is planning on revoking his legal status and deporting him. Is that okay?
Yeah, so I'm sure that's just not true at all. What's your source on this? Let's read this, bro.
This is Politico, but it's also from the press secretary. You want to go to the press secretary? We could go to the press secretary.
Yeah, what was his name? Let's read about this, dude.
Mahmoud Khalil.
The White House is defending the arrest of What year? You got the year on this article and the date?
This is yesterday.
All right, let me read that, ho. I'll read it to the class. The White House is defending the arrest of pro-Palestinian protest leader and Columbia University graduate student Muhammad Khalil. Mahmoud. It says the Department of Homeland Security plans to arrest more protesters moving forward. Okay.
On Tuesday afternoon, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said the decision to arrest Khalil, a green card holder who is of Palestinian descent, fell in line with Trump's recent executive order aimed at cracking down on anti-Semitism on U.S. campuses. The order allows the administration to revoke visas and deport international students if they're determined to be pro-jihadist or Hamas sympathizers.
Okay.
So are you for the First Amendment or not?
He was arrested not because he was arrested for his actions, right? That's
he
where
was
like,
not. No.
The story falls apart. It says
he was not arrested for his actions.
It says the decision to arrest a green card holder fell in line with Trump's. Yeah, it fell in line.
Yeah, with an executive order that is anti-constitutional.
So let's see where he was. Let's see where he was arrested for. What he was arrested for, bud.
He was arrested for being a
pro-jihadist. He was probably acting out of pocket in public.
All right, let me ask you a question. If all he was doing was protesting, would you be against this?
If he was just standing there with a sign?
With a sign, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if he wasn't breaking any laws, then obviously I'd be against it.
Perfect. Okay, he wasn't breaking any laws. He was
Well,
exercising
like,
his
let's
First
see,
Amendment right.
where is like, you know what I'm saying? It's like this article doesn't really do much except, like, bro, this article is exactly the problem with our media today. Both sides, they just throw in a few keywords, they just attach an executive order that Trump signed to it, but it's like this guy was probably doing something.
Okay, you keep saying probably. That's a big problem for me because
Bro, the article
what you're
doesn't
doing
have
is you're
any facts.
justifying unconstitutional actions with
This
probably.
article doesn't document it.
We can read the article if you'd like.
Yeah, let's see if there's anything documented.
Since
that
the
this guy
president
did.
signed that executive order, and since Secretary Noem has taken the oath at the DHS, they have been using intelligence to identify individuals on our college campuses and universities, on our college campuses, who have engaged in such behavior and activity, and especially illegal activity. While Levitt did not offer an estimate of how many additional arrests would be coming, she said that the DHS is actively working on it. Levitt noted that Columbia has been given names of other individuals on campus who have engaged in pro-Hamas activity, but said the school refused to help DHS. Levitt's comment echoed remarks by President Trump, who on Monday said his administration will find, apprehend, and deport these terrorist sympathizers from our country, never to return again. Columbia did not immediately respond to a request for comment following Levitt's remarks.
So
Thank you
we're
so
at
much,
the
Chris.
point where the left now is sympathizing for terrorists.
We're sympathizing for the First Amendment. Excuse you. I'm sympathizing for the First Amendment. Are you for the First Amendment or not? You just said you would be okay if you didn't break any laws. You were against this, right?
Line. I do draw a line on free speech. We all draw a line on free speech. Everyone does, dude. You do it too.
Really?
Yeah. For example, do you think it'd be okay for someone to go into a church and yell, "I have a BOMB," and just say, "I'm gonna absolutely shred this place to pieces"?
Okay.
Do you think it'd be okay for someone to keep doing that over and over in local churches and making threats? There's a reason we take threats on the internet and we send SWAT team after them, right?
So here's the problem that you're facing here. This is not just a violation of the freedom of speech part of the First Amendment.
What else is it a violation of?
The freedom of the people to peacefully assemble and petition. People have the right to protest. It is not the same thing at all. He's not causing a public disturbance like you would by shouting bomb in a theater or in a church.
So are you basically saying you support if people want to sit there and support a terrorist organization that's murdering people? It's so funny because you guys get super pressed about like Nazis and shit, but then it's like when they're literally supporting a terrorist organization, you guys are like, oh, well, it's okay, First Amendment. But it's like, yo, Elon Musk throws up his hand and you shit your pants and you're like, this is too similar to this regime. You know what I'm saying?
Who determines whether or not he's supporting the terrorist organization at all?
Bro, probably the flag and
he's supporting Palestine.
Dude, these people literally have the terrorist logos of people of an organization that is holding our troops
hostage. Who's these people? You don't even know anything about. You didn't know this guy's name before I brought up the article. You're already defending Trump without knowing anything about
because I saw Caroline Levitt speak on it, bro, and she said some of the people arrested literally had logos of an organization that was holding American people hostage. So that's how they know, bro. They aren't just arresting Palestinian people that are waving Palestinian flags.
This is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna do for you.
They're arresting people that have the logo.
This is what I'm gonna do for you.
In our specifically supporting Hamas.
You get to talk to Chris while I go take a piss.
So
do you think our public?
You're talking to me now, right? So
he's a runner. He's a track star.
Yeah, he just said he had to go use the restroom.
He's a runner. He's a track star.
Okay, cool. So what do you know about Mohammed Mahmoud?
Is this the guy that was the Khalil guy?
Yeah, that guy. What was he doing? Right? We're gonna see if it was really a violation of First Amendment and hate
That's
speech.
what I asked the host, bro. I said, let's pull up a document.
Okay, well, I know that. Yeah, I got the whole case.
Yeah.
So I got the whole.
If you could do me a favor and not interrupt him while he's talking, that'd be perfect.
Right. So, like, we've got all the findings and all this other stuff. So, all he was doing, right? So, number one, he was in a public area, right, for university. Nothing sketchy there, right? One, he was protesting to what's going on in Palestine, you know, like all those innocent people and stuff getting blown away from the Israeli Defense Force. Number two, he was sitting on the ground with a literal poster, right? This is coming directly from the police. With a, yep, that's right. Start looking, right? With literal Sharpie made poster. So you're telling me that he's going to assault somebody with a Sharpie made poster sitting down on the ground. Number one. Number two, according to your logic, then nobody should be protesting in favor of Israel because their literal Israeli Defense Force has been held multiple times in the ICJ, right next to Boko Haram and other groups that target women and children intentionally. So you're acting like H group represents all of Palestine. Under your worldview, I guess the Israeli Defense Force represents all of Israel. You can come back. Like I thought we're having a conversation. What's going on?
Yeah, I'm just getting more informed, bro, before I continue this
Oh,
conversation.
okay, cool. Yeah. So were you able to hear anything I said, or were you just running away?
No, I listened to a little bit, but I was reading myself, and it looks like this guy Khalil was literally in charge of leading activities and leading protests that were also had the logos. So this guy was like, not only was he just some casual
Okay, cool. So
protester,
what did the
like if you actually
so
look
what
at
did
the
the police
case, you'll
charge him with?
realize they're
Yeah,
actually probably
I literally
making a
looked
good
at the
point.
case. I
They're probably
literally looked
making a
at the
good point.
case. I've looked at the case. There was nothing that he was doing that was inciting hate speech.
Are you
I literally looked at
anti-terrorist?
the case and literally. That's why, yes, absolutely. Which is why I'm anti-Israel, because their literal Israeli Defense Force was literally held in court twice, blacklisted right next to right next to Hezbollah, Boko Haram, and all these other groups for intentionally targeting children. And there's court numbers for that. So yes, absolutely. And guess what? Israel was one of the first people to actually fund that group in 1981. So not only am I against that group, I'm against the people that funded them. Also, George Bush and Condoleezza Rice back in 2005 did them a solid as well. Yeah, so absolutely. Plus, you do realize that there's more than one demographic of people in Palestine. Like I go to pro-Palestine rallies all the time because they've reduced my Christian population
You're
to like
so cool.
1%. Exactly, right? It's called the First Amendment, right? Exactly. What I served my country so people could have that opportunity, right? So, with that being said, right, going back to Mohammed Mahmoud, because I'm quite looking at the report, cool. You're talking about other people around him. I'm talking about this one person that literally got unjustly, his First Amendment violated. And according to Doe versus Plyer, the Supreme Court case, if you're somebody on like a student visa or anything like that, you do have the First Amendment. Doe versus Plyer, Supreme Court case. Sorry, sorry, Muhammad Khalil, my bad. Yeah, so yeah, he did nothing wrong.
Come on, man.
Even according to the police, he did nothing wrong.
Here's what I'll say. I don't really
You're
know.
telling. Yeah, I do.
Let me
I'm
finish.
telling you. Yeah.
I don't really know the specific details on the Khalil case, so
Okay.
I can't really make a judgment on that. But the court and the judge, they blocked his deportation. They put it on
Good.
hold.
I'm glad because
The courts will
because he
figure it
didn't
out,
do
bro.
anything wrong.
The courts
Yeah,
will
because
figure
he
it
didn't
out.
do. Yeah, because he didn't do anything wrong. That's why peacefully peacefully exercising your freedom to assembly.
We'll
I'm
see,
glad
bro.
that we have. I'm glad we
you,
have
Colin.
Americans that know checks and balances. So he didn't
But
do
what are
anything
you
wrong.
complaining about, bro?
No,
It's a
no, no.
good
I'll
check
tell
and
you. I'll tell you
balance
what the
system in
complaint
place.
is. The complaint is that the president continues to do unconstitutional actions, and we just have to hope that the courts block him. So, for example, trying to repeal birthright citizenship which is a violation of the 14th Amendment. Deporting people just for protesting is a violation of the First Amendment. You're cool with him trying to destroy the Constitution. We aren't. That's the difference here.
Right.
So no one's
We're
cool with
real
the
Americans.
destruction of the Constitution, and it's like you guys take words, and statements that the Trump administration releases, and you're like, oh, these are solid actions you're taking.
So
It's an
let me
executive.
ask you a
Because
question.
hold on, like for the immigration thing is a perfect example. Trump is like super
It's
hard
almost-
on immigration to the cameras and in interviews. He's like, yeah, we're deporting everyone.
No, he's not.
JD Vance is like,
No, he's
anyone who
not.
is illegally here is a criminal. Like when you they say they made it very clear, someone who crosses
He's
the
not
border
hard
illegally
on.
is a criminal. Dude, just listen.
We're not even talking
let
about.
me
We're
finish,
not even
brother.
talking about immigration.
Yeah,
We're talking
bro,
about
you're-
the Constitution. The answer
You're
is
being
no.
a pivoting
So-
Peter right now.
It
So
all comes around. If you let someone talk, you'll realize there's a
Right.
vast,
hold on, I'm gonna hop on my Wi-Fi. I got bars.
So he's putting off an attitude, a pro-American attitude, and he's saying, we're going to crack down on illegals
No,
coming
he's
in.
not.
We're going to put this harsh deportation system. And you know why?
Anti-Constitution
Why
is
do you
not
think-
pro-America.
Why do you think the border crossings have dropped so low? Is because there's a fear.
You're no that I'm gonna debunk.
There's
Okay, I'm
now
gonna
a
debunk
fear
that too
in
because
the Mexican people of what's going to happen if you come over here, and that's thanks to you
Okay,
liberals.
watch this.
You liberals are taking
Okay,
Trump's trap. You are
okay.
literally
Are you
part of
done with the
Trump's
word
trap.
salad? All right, here we go. We're gonna use some stats to debunk this whole shit. Okay, cool. So according to Trump's deportation numbers, his very first month, which was 37,660, that was already 20,000 people less than Biden his first month.
Look
and
at the
that
crossings,
was
bud. Look
and
at the crossings.
okay, hey, you had a chance to speak with zero evidence. Trust
Look
me.
at the crossings, bud.
Trust me, we're gonna get there. Watch this, right? So that's already 20,000 less than Biden. Great job. Also, we're gonna also 10,000 less than Obama his first time. Great job. Number one. Number two, going right to the crossings, right? Perfect. So they were already on an 8-month decrease going into the Trump administration. Whoopity fucking do. So exactly. So you got debunked there. Third thing, we have somebody from the DHS that quite literally said later on that 93% only took in account gotaways and people that went through the port of entry. So that 93% number is not even valid because you left out everybody else. So let's see, 20,000 less than Biden. Crossings were already down through an 8th to 9th month span going in, and even his own DHS said that they only used 2 populations of people in order to calculate the 93%. Now let's go back to the Constitution that you ran from. Can the president change the Constitution with an executive order?
No.
Okay, I'm finally glad you told the truth. So he tried to do a treasonous, unconstitutional act because the proper way to do it is 2 ways. Congress and you can have a state convention where if the 50 states felt the need to come together, because we the people, not some orange man, they needed 3/4 of the states to come together and decide, hey, collectively, we want to do away with the 14th Amendment. But no, he's not doing it the proper way, which is why we have real Americans doing this thing called checks and balances. It's very anti-American to try and change the fucking Constitution with an executive order.
I don't think he's tried that once, right?
He's tried it at least twice.
Just because he says things doesn't mean he's officially trying to make it.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and read his executive order, right, guys? Let's read it together. The same one that got blocked in the courts, right? So you're saying he never did? All right, cool. Let's go ahead and run it. So let's see. All right, 14th, and this will be found on the federalregistry.gov, 14th Amendment, birthright, citizenship. And guys, I'm Googling this just to show you. It's probably going to pop up on the very first, exactly what I thought. Okay, here we go. So this is Executive Order 9006. Okay. And here we go. So luckily, right, this actually got blocked, but here we go. It says, by the power vested in me as the President of the United States and by the constitutions of the law, the privilege of the United States citizens is priceless and profound, and the 14th Amendment states, all persons born or naturalized in the United States or subject to jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States, whereas this reside. This was disputed, Dredd versus Sanford, and all these other things. Now, if we go down to sections 3 and sections 4 and sections 5, right? It's trying to repeal it by being used in the order of the mother, the father, and trying to say that if you're not that if you're born here, then you no longer have that birthright citizenship. So this is Executive Order 9066, and this got shot down by the courts because you quite literally can't repeal an amendment in the Constitution by just doing an executive order. We have laws here. So yes, he actually published this, and it got shot down in the court.
You're a fucking Don Lemon wannabe, bro.
Wait. Respond to his claim.
Yeah, because I read through the order.
Dan, you were clearly malnourished.
Respond to his claim.
You're missing a lot of fucking
respond to his claim. You said he wasn't trying to violate the 14th Amendment. He just read you not only what the 14th Amendment says, but how Trump tried to violate it.
You look like a piece
You got
of shrimp,
blown
bro,
out,
floating
and now
around the
you're
ocean, bro.
being emotional.
We got
You could just admit that you're wrong here and move on.
We got Don
Crash
Lemon
out.
wannabe down here, bro. This
Crash
dude didn't
out.
say shit, bro. He just
love
read the
this. This is good.
Constitution. That's all he did, bro.
This is the executive order that your president wrote January 20th, 2020.
So
I mean, sorry, 2025. My bad.
what he wants
Yes.
to end is, let's say there's a baby that was.
So the point
Thank
is, it doesn't
you.
matter. It doesn't matter what he wants. It's what the American people want.
Thank you, Anthony, for the dino.
Sorry, bro. Had to come in on the Palestine comment.
No, you're good. You're all the way good. As you can see, my patience is at a 1, so I appreciate the. Oh man, tonight has not been. We're slowly losing reasonable guests every day.
You notice as soon as I read the order that did get published, he crashed out like instantly.
Yeah. You know what? Let's go to the next guest. If anyone's not following Chris, he's great. He is, I think, he's mostly an expert on economics and geopolitics, but he knows his stuff more than I do. So definitely drop him a follow.
I get my skills from Dan. I get my skills from Dan. I'm just the he's the sensei. I am the student.
We're gonna go to the next guest. Nope. I think they dropped. All right, next guest. Here we go.
Oops. Quit.
Yep. Okay. Next guest.
Is that Mountain Dew?
Hi, welcome up.
I love you, Dan. 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 I love you, Dan.
I love you too. Hi, welcome up.
Hey Dan, I've been watching your stuff for a long time. I'm a big fan. I just want to like really quickly just say this because I feel like you're gonna get a lot of people who are gonna say that the crazy left has been like violating the First Amendment because we try to stop people from saying slurs and things like that, and how like it's not like we're getting upset at people like we're getting upset at people because that's like violation of the First Amendment, and somehow that's like hypocrisy on our part that we're now getting mad at this guy who literally got like arrested for exercising his First Amendment. And I think something that like is really key to point out here is that we like when you see people like, for example, saying slurs and then we cancel them, it's society actually exercising the First Amendment and saying, hey buddy, like F you, we're not going to support you, we're not going to like buy anything from you, we're not going to like watch your movies if you're a reality TV star or whatever. And then it's something completely different from then the government going and arresting you and censoring you. That's like if Joe Biden were to have gone to done that to some fucking like people who were like, I don't know, like let's say like the worst people in the world, like anti-BLM people or something like that, and he were to go and arrest them, I would be upset because that's a fucking violation of your first that's a violation of your First Amendment right. But for us as a society and as people to use our First Amendment right back when someone is using slurs, when someone is creating hate speech and things like that, it's not hypocrisy for you to be like, hey, that's messed up, or hey, we're not going to support that. So I feel like now they're thinking like this is retribution for what the crazy left has been doing for the past 4 years, when it's really not, when we're literally seeing fascism in real time. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Like I really hope that you can point that out, because they think like this is a gotcha moment, like this is like some like great, oh look, like the right is like fighting back against the crazy left. They're literally seeing their own rights disappear right now, like in real time, and they're mad at the left. So that's all I want to say. Great work. Like if you can point out like how it's not a hypocrisy to somebody who's gonna nebully say that to you, like, oh, the crazy left has been canceling everyone for the past 4 years. Like if you can point that out, like it'd be golden. So yeah, just thank you. And thank you for all the work that you do. Hope you guys have a great night.
Thank you. From Twitch chat, Dan, can we get a shout out for my homie Han in chat here? He's been such an active chatter and has been doing wonders for the Twitch algo. Been here for 2 hours, W. That's the guy that called me a TDS sufferer. Oh, that's funny. Like says Tesla protest is T-threat. I love Tesla. All right, next guest. Can I get a shout out to my dog? Yeah, what's your dog's name? Hi, welcome up.
Hey Dan, how are you? I was just wanted to comment. So, like, you're doing a great job. I'm a supporter. But you know, I was listening to that Jubilee debate over the weekend, or the Jubilee thing with Stan. Goddamn, what's his name? Sam Stein. Is that who it is?
Sam Cedar.
Sam Cedar, yeah. And and listening to the guys that are been coming on your chat tonight, you know, I got just a whole new way of thinking about these Trump people. Is like, we shouldn't be arguing with them because they're not going to understand. We need to treat them like they've been brainwashed, and we need to treat them like they have been victims of war. And I think I said this in the chat earlier, but like, I really believe that we got to look at whatever tactics people use to deprogram cult members. And that's how we got to talk to these guys, because when you saw that cross section of people that were supporting Trump policies on that Jubilee, it was scary, man. Like they all look like dudes that should be supporting Bernie Sanders, but something about they've been just pumped full of mistrust about the government, with a lot of right reasons to be. But then to follow a guy like Trump is just mind blowing. But I think it's because they just get hammered with misinformation and talking points 24/7, right? And so I'm trying to think of, is there another way to deal with these people other than debating them, because it's not going to work. What are your thoughts?
So the thing is, first of all, Trump supporters are not a monolith. There are like Trump supporters that genuinely got bamboozled and are, good-hearted people. But some of the ones we've had tonight are not those.
No.
There's some people that just have ideals that are against the collective. They're fine with children starving if it means Elon Musk gets more money. And those people we're not going to save. But
sorry, go ahead.
And a lot of another thing that some people don't think about is like when I or any of the other debaters do these debates, a lot of the goal is to convince the people watching, not necessarily the person that's up here.
Yeah.
So if somebody
Yeah.
comes up and says something that is easily debunked, and whenever I debunk something, I pull up the source to debunk them.
Yeah.
Somebody that is more on the fence or just voted for him but doesn't support him is like, oh damn, I thought that was true and it was debunked. Or worse yet, if they hear, like we had a guest earlier that said there was nothing wrong with Nazis, if they hear that, they're like, maybe I'm on the wrong fucking side. So a lot of these debates, the goal isn't to convert the person I'm talking to, it's more to convert people that are listening. I've said it before to chat. If you're ever planning on talking to a family member or a friend or whatever, not in front of an audience, the first question you need to ask is, what would I need to show you to change your mind? And if they say nothing would change my mind, don't bother having the conversation.
Right.
Whereas
Right.
I might still have that conversation here because there's people watching.
Yeah. I think that their opinions are so baked into their ego because how they've been dealt with by the right-wing media is that the left hates you. It's all about you. They think you're dumb, you're stupid. Here's some information that they'll make you feel smart, and that we know that you're smart because you agree with us.
Yeah.
And I think we just got to kind of deal with that kind of mentality if we're ever going to try to hope to bring these guys back. But you're right. Some of them, they're just too far gone. There's nothing you can do about it. But, to thank you for doing the work you're doing, because it's one of the reasons why I stopped watching Sunday morning talk shows, because none of these political guys are fighting back against these dudes. I mean, I think we had, when the Prime Minister Starner was over in the U.S., he brought a bunch of UK reporters, and those guys were like hammering Trump. Of course, they never showed those questions on the news, but like, we need some reporters with balls that are actually going to go after these people and like really call them out on their shit, and stop letting them just give their talking points. It's crazy that we give them that airtime.
Yeah.
Anyways, thanks, dude. Appreciate your time.
Thank you. Sorry, Chris. I think the MAGA well ran dry.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm just glad. I just heard Palestine when I was watching. I was like,
Going to the next guest. Hi, welcome up.
Hey, what's up, man?
How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I got off work a couple hours ago. I'm just chilling.
Okay. Do you support Donald Trump?
I do.
Really? Okay. Are you okay with the fact that Donald Trump is supporting people for exercising their First Amendment right?
The what? Sorry, I couldn't hear you over that soundbite.
Thank you, Choo Choo. Are you okay with Donald Trump deporting people that are exercising their First Amendment right?
Yeah. I mean, if they're legally entering, I don't mind.
They're legal.
yeah. So I can give you the synopsis of what happened. So Mohammed Khalil, right, was legally here.
It's pronounced
right?
Mahmoud.
Mahmoud, yeah. Where am I getting Khalil? I think his whole name is Khalil Mahmoud, but I'll just go Mahmoud. Yeah, so he was here on a student visa, which according to the Supreme Court case Doe versus Plyer, right, you do get those First Amendment rights when you're on that status. According to the police reports, he was peacefully protesting in favor of Palestine. Nothing wrong with that. He was sitting on the lawn with a sign with Sharpies. That's it. And then the next thing you know, ICE is after him. But luckily, the courts stepped in, did this thing called checks and balances, But to be
Right.
quite honest with you, this is not the first time, and I can quote you times with citizens where things are getting kind of complicated right now. So why should we, right? And this is not the only time that Trump's trying it now. Trump's also trying to, violate people's freedom of press. Like he's advocating to pass legislature to fine news networks that don't call certain areas of the world what he wants, right? He will penalize fiscally news networks for calling the West Bank the West Bank. Be like, no, I'm Trump. You will call it Judea and Samaria, or you will get fined. Like, how is this okay? This is First Amendment violation everywhere.
Not to mention that Trump
Hey,
just recently
yeah.
tweeted
Hey,
that
I'll just be honest with
boycotting
you. I
Tesla
can't
was
keep the bit
illegal.
up anymore. I'm not actually a Trump supporter. I just wanted to join to pretend to be one and fuck with the other guy you were talking about. I voted for Kamala. Yeah, sorry, bro. Sorry to waste your time. I just saw the other guy and I was like, oh, I want to screw with him. And then he left.
Thank you, Choo Choo. You could have stopped Chris halfway through that explanation, I think. But
Yeah, because
anyway.
because your boy gets into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, Chris was cooking and the guest wasn't even hungry.
Right. But that whole press thing's crazy. Saying that you'll get fined for calling an area of the world something you wanted to be called is insane.
So yeah, just another thing that we didn't mention earlier is that Trump recently tweeted that boycotting Tesla is illegal. I don't know if y'all know anything about this country, but there's nothing illegal about boycotting.
He
in
called
fact,
domestic teaism, right? He called boycotting. I thought he said somebody said on X. I think Elon said that it was domestic teaism as well.
So the domestic terrorism thing was when it was asked of Trump, it was more talking about like the vandalism. So I'm on the fence about like talking about that as much as this, where he literally says
No, you're good.
the illegal boycotts.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm gonna go to the next guest. If you're here for the first time, thank you all so much for joining. We're live Wednesdays to Saturdays, 7 p.m. Eastern, doing live political debates, political discussions, and fact checks. We're also live for all major political events, so if you like this content, drop a follow, tap the screen. Also, don't forget to follow Chris. We are currently live on 3 platforms, TikTok, YouTube, and Twitch. TikTok might get banned next month, so if you want to make sure you're following on YouTube and Twitch, the links are in the bio. It's also a fun place to watch because it's in widescreen. So we're going to go to the next guest right now. Hi, welcome up.
Hello.
How you doing?
Hey, Dan. Hey, I just had a question I wanted to ask about Roe v. Wade being overturned.
Okay.
So it was overturned in 2022, right? So why? It might sound like a dumb question because I'm not really super into politics. I don't really know, but why didn't Joe Biden try to do anything about it for those 2 years?
This is a good question. So in terms of the actual Supreme Court decision, Joe Biden can't do anything because it's a Supreme Court decision. Now, as to why they didn't try to pass legislation that would have codified Roe v. Wade, it's because they didn't have the votes.
Yep, through checks and balances.
Yeah, so basically they would have needed to codify Roe v. Wade. They would have needed to do 2 things. One, they would have needed to pass legislation to do so, but 2, they would have also needed to circumvent the filibuster requiring 60 Senate votes by using something called the nuclear option, which basically it uses some like loophole to go through a procedural vote to temporarily get rid of the filibuster, and that way they can get the law passed with 51 Senate votes instead of 60. Now, this is something that Kamala was planning on doing, but under Biden's administration, particularly the last 2 years of Biden's administration, they didn't have the votes.
All right.
As a matter of fact, they didn't even have the House votes in 2020 after 2022.
Sounds good. I think I support. I think abortion should be legal, regardless of your opinion on it. But you're allowed to have an opinion on it. If you don't like it, that's fine. But it should be legal, though. That's what I think.
Yeah, I agree.
But that's all I had. So,
all right.
Thanks.
Thank you. We're gonna go to our next guest in a second.
You see what's going to be impacted by those EU tariffs, man? Bourbon, chicken, pork. Ooh. Beef.
Can we get a Monday stream, Dan? 4 days a week is already a lot for me.
Yeah, man, he's got to split time between here and OF. Nah, just...
Hi, welcome up.
Why? Who's little Marco?
Honestly, man, who would win in a fight, Trump or Biden?
Probably... I don't know, probably Biden. To be
What
honest.
year? Like right now?
Yeah, right now?
Yeah, present time.
That's hard to tell, honestly.
It's tough. Okay. So, I think it would actually be pretty close. The thing is, Trump has weight on him. Biden's in better shape, but Biden's also a little lost at the moment. I think Biden with prep time.
I feel that. I feel that. Yeah.
Biden has reach. Is Biden taller than Trump? I thought they were the same height. Both losing. That's actually the most probable outcome.
What do you think, MBM?
Say that again?
I don't... So, let's see. Biden does have a history of kind of falling down, like, by taking simple steps, but Trump's very, like, fat and unathletic. Very, like, fat and unathletic and just overall just sloppy. I feel like his hand speed's slow. I mean, so is Biden's. But I'll take Biden in like a close knockout.
That's fair. That's fair. Thank you, fellas, for your time.
Thank you.
Kamala Harris and Trump, though. I got Kamala every time. She's quick and agile. Yeah, I'm taking Kamala.
That one's no question.
And Zelensky versus J.D. Vance, you're like, I already know that Zelensky would clean up the mess. Shit, freaking Zelensky can fight. He's been on those front lines.
What about Zelensky versus Putin? Putin's tough, but he's short.
That would be an emotionally charged fist fight. Like that would, because oh man. But let's
wait.
see.
Zelensky's also a short king. Zelensky's 5'7" like me.
Hey, that's what's up. How tall is Putin? So let's see. Putin's got they both have hand-to-hand experience.
Oh my God! Wait, he is officially 5'7", but the paper estimated he could in fact be as short as 5'2".
Wow, if he's 5'2", that means I'm taller than him, which is like a step up. Let's see. So XKGB.
Yeah, so we don't have an official technical number because of his position in Russia.
We'll put them at 5'7", just so they can both be the same height.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Wait.
If we put them both at 5'7".
Let's see. Let's do a little bit of research here. Zelensky's fighting experience.
Zelensky has 6'5" aura.
Yeah.
I do have a conspiracy theory. A little bit of conspiracy theory. I think Donald Trump is 6'1", but his official height is 6'3" because he didn't want to be shorter than Obama. And the reason I say this is not because Trump's not tall. Trump is tall, but he's officially listed as the same height as Obama, and yet whenever they're standing next to each other, Obama's taller.
How tall is Obama?
6'3".
Yeah, no wonder he was draining those basketball back in the basketball court back when he was in the White House.
He wears heels? No, I don't think Trump wears heels. DeSantis was wearing heels.
100%.
I don't think Trump wears heels. I think the thing is Trump also loses height because of the way he stands like the front half of a centaur. So he kind of loses a little bit of height from that. Every president is tall. Yeah, most presidents are tall. There's studies that show like people are more likely to succeed the taller they are. And not necessarily, obviously it's not like a genetic thing, like you're taller, so you're better. It's more that I think because society like shows more respect to tall people, so there's a selection bias, and so tall people are more confident, and more confidence leads to more, more success. I don't know, some shit like that. I read this study a while ago. You're perceived as having more authority, yeah. Tall privilege.
Oh my.
Pretty privileged. I mean, yeah, similar to that. Trump versus Biden drag race. Who would win? I mean, Trump. Jesus, I don't know. I'm not answering that actually. Facts. People don't take me seriously because I'm short. Wait, what did that say? That has an upper bound though. Above a certain height, it doesn't look right. Yeah, that's true. Of course. Of course.
So I put the cross reference between Putin and Zelensky. Both of them don't have direct combat experience. So Putin was in the KGB, but he was just in intelligence. He's resting behind a desk. Neither does Zelensky. He was commander in chief. The only tiebreaker that they have is Putin has a black belt in judo, so that might come in handy.
Ooh.
And
yeah.
and he also trained in sambo, which is a Russian martial art. That's the same. Sambo is how who's that UFC fighter that was undefeated? That was from what was his name? The one that beat the crap out of McGregor. What was his name?
Khabib.
Yeah, Khabib was trained in sambo. Look at how he ended up. So I'll take slight tiebreaker Putin just because he has a black belt and he trained.
What's the
sambo.
age difference?
Good point. But they're both mopping JD Vance. I'll take both. Yes.
Bro, the JD Vance memes. Oh my god. The fact that JD Vance tweeted people to stop memeing him and start memeing Tim Walz, it cooked.
47. That's Zelensky.
Zelensky's 47. Okay.
Oh, okay. Putin's 72. So
yeah.
Yeah, that's a 32. That's like a 30-something year difference. So.
Yeah. So if all things were the same height, same age, Putin wins because of the experience. But 70.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but again, that ain't doing it. Zelensky's taking him out. But I'll still take Putin. Putin can probably mob JD Vance. He is soft.
Soft as baby shit. All right, again, we're going to the next guest. Got extremely off track there.
Hey man, that's just the type of things that we need to know. We got to know
Oh,
people's
Dan,
capabilities.
you brought me up, man. I love you, dude. Real quick, not a Trump supporter, but Putin was a wrestler as a teen boy. He wrestled. You guys just talked about his black belt or whatever. I got Zelensky over Putin because Putin's old as shit, and I low key got Biden over Trump because because Trump has one leg. The dude literally has one leg. I don't know if you've seen him walk, but he like drags his leg behind him. Like, listen, Biden with a quick leg kick, I mean a takedown, bro. Like, it's bad.
I think
It's over.
I think if Putin got into a fight with Trump, Trump would pull his punches back, and he would end up getting mobbed probably.
I think he would start kissing his feet, realistically.
Okay. Sorry. You saying that made me think of something, and I'm gonna mention it to chat in a second. Did you have anything else?
Nope. See you, wasn't there?
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you everybody for the heart me's. I see a bunch of heart me's just came in. I really appreciate every single one of you. Everyone that's gifted so far and subbed, I appreciate all of you so much. The only thing I ask for is if you could just make sure you're following. Nobody has to gift, nobody has to sub. Just make sure next to my name there should either be an orange heart or a gray heart. If there's a red oval, that means you're not following. You have to press the follow button. Okay. So I have an idea. All right. I have an idea for a GIF that can play when someone successfully gets dino yeeted. So like when someone sends a dinosaur, Stephen A yells at them, and then we vote and they vote to kick. Okay. I'm gonna play the clip. All right, and I want you guys' opinions here. I will say this has mild One Piece spoilers. So if you're not caught up in One Piece, this very mild One Piece spoilers. All right. Here we go. Diablo. Okay. So this guy right here, Sanji, it's gonna say chat. And then this is the dinosaur. All right. And then hold on, wait. I gotta flip this actually so TikTok doesn't get mad. Okay. Okay, maybe I'm remembering the scene wrong. Hold on. So he kicks the dinosaur. And then this right here is the guest. This is so stupid. So this guy right here is the guest. And he's gone. It's long. Yeah, it's longer than I remember it being. What just happened in your brain, Dan? One pace might have it shortened. Can you speed it up? Yeah, we could probably do that. Oh, actually, hold on. Yeah, we could do that. Or maybe we just cut out... Hold on. We could just cut out the Sanji part.
Somebody said a GIF on all of the SpaceX explosion. Yeah.
If we just cut out the Sanji part, right? And it's just the helicoptering dino and him smacking Perospero. Yeah, we could do that. Okay. Anyway. Oh, this used to be live about politics. Thank you for the hand heart. Excuse me, pronounce GIF again for me, mate. Listen, I know that the guy that invented GIFs says it's pronounced GIF. However, it's short.
Yeah, that's
the G word in GIF is graphic. Grr.
Grr.
Anyway. Chat, I'm getting hungry and I'm also getting tired of debating. So, I think I'm gonna bring up like one or two more guests and then call it for the rest of the night.
Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm well, thanks. I just wondered what your thoughts were on the Quinnipiac recent poll showing that the Democratic Party has the lowest approval rating, and as long as they've been gauging that.
What does that have to do with policies with Trump right now? Because we're more worried about things like the Dow going down the shit, the response from Djordjevic, the EU Trade Commissioner, about how much retaliatory
It's
tariffs.
just shocking.
Yeah, but you're talking to a Republican, so like, who cares? I'm kind of caring about what's going on right now, right? Not just some approval ratings. Who cares, right?
Okay.
We're talking about these 1.5 freaking trillion dollars of budget cuts freaking over 10 years, which is abysmal, right? But it is coming from things like the VA, freaking Medicaid, and food assistance. Can we talk about things that actually matter, guys? And stop calling me Lil Marco. I do not look like that.
Yo, Chris, it's this guy.
Massive change requires.
You guys literally say that every time. You guys say that every time. If that's your best
I thought
answer,
you said you're a Republican.
yes, but
As am I.
where? Yeah, so that doesn't mean that I have to vote red my whole life. Trump fucking sucks. So like, with that being, so with that being said, forget about some random ass
Joe
approval.
Biden, who was a corpse for 4 years, and you still say Trump sunk?
Yeah.
That's insulting.
Yeah, if you put their two presidencies together, yeah. Would you like me to and when I'm going, and I love how you guys I love how you guys, I love you. Hold on, Darren. I love how you guys can't address Trump is almost 100 days in the presidency, and you are unwilling. I love how you have to go all the way
100
back.
days in, he just clocked 53, but
I said, yeah. So 1,000 points down on Dow. Quite literally, we have inflation that's higher. Also, I mean, there is a ton of promises that he never said he was gonna do. I mean, first of all, number one, he said that he was gonna end the Ukraine war in a day. He said he was gonna have energy prices. He's tried to pass an executive order to literally change the fucking Constitution, 14th Amendment to be specific. And these retaliatory tariffs are gonna punch us in the mouth just like last time. So yeah, so why are we going all the way back to somebody else's presidency? We're talking about now.
You're saying you're a Republican, you're a clown.
Oh, so no, crash out. Now that we're talking about stats, now you want to start insulting.
What's a
Address my
crash
argument.
out?
Address my argument. Address my argument. The stock market is shit. The president is shit. 3% inflation. Exactly, because you have
3%
nothing.
inflation. There's another round up. You might want to learn numbers before you misquote
Exactly.
like you do every time.
Exactly.
He's
So am I
100
misquoting?
days in
So
office.
am I misquoting the Dow? So am I misquoting the Dow? That's down almost 1,000 points. Trump even tweeted a few years
know
ago.
when the last
Any
time
president that
was
has the
down
Dow.
at that? Listen, shut your face for a second.
Oh, he's getting
mad. Daddy's mad.
No,
Also,
because you're as rude as a typical lefty know-it-all.
Exactly, because
So
the
let's
minute
just
that I
review
started
the Dow
talking
real
about
quick.
now, and now that I
Let's
talk about
review the
now,
Dow.
you wanted to run.
So you can't shut your stupid mouth
Oh.
because you know you're about to get crushed like the roach you are. So let's talk about the Dow.
He said he called me a roach. That's crazy. Hey guys, can we get roach emojis in the chat, please? Yeah.
Goodbye.
So yeah,
you
man.
guys are a waste of time.
Oh, he's about to run. I made my second person run tonight. Let's go.
Good
Dow's
shit.
down 1,000 points. So guys, listen. Dow's down 1,000 points, and when Trump ran tariffs the first time, Dow was down 767 points. Fuck out of here.
Oh my, he was so mad. I love that for us.
Also, Joe Biden handed him one of the best stock markets that we've ever had, and he's now fucking it up 53 days in.
He's blaming everything on it. He's blaming the egg prices on Joe Biden. He's blaming whatever he could possibly blame. How do I add a caption here?
I'd be glad to talk about the Dow anytime, any day. Love me some Dow and some NASDAQ. Yeah, guys, don't check your 401ks right now. Wait like another 4 to 8 years. It's looking rough, guys. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Sorry, this is a new segment where Chris makes the guests crash out, and then I make memes about him.
I read the first guy. He said that Trump didn't try and change the 14th Amendment. I read the executive order. He started calling me a piece of garbage. And then you had this guy that wanted to talk about the Dow being down 1,000 points, and then he crashed out again. What's going on, guys? How come Trump supporters only want to talk about like 8 years behind, and we already have 53 days of evidence that this shit isn't working? Talk about that. He said, "Oh, what do you think about the Democrat approval rating? Who gives a shit?"
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. I do want to say one thing real quick so you don't get caught on it in the future. You were about to mention it. That tweet of Trump saying the Dow going down 1,000 points means we should impeach the president is actually fake. So.
Okay, so it's fabricated?
It's fabricated, yeah. Now, he has plenty of tweets where he said... He has tweets where he said that the Dow went down, which means Biden's a failure. And then when he won the election, the Dow went up. He said... The Dow is going up because they're excited for the Trump presidency, and now that it's going down, he's blaming Biden again. Like, there's plenty of tweets to make fun of him about, but that particular one is fake news. Yeah.
Damn, somebody over here in Photoshop. I got you. Thanks.
No problem. Also, I don't think anyone was calling you Little Marco. I think they were talking about Marco Rubio. We have a new segment where I hide Marco somewhere in the room.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, because people kept saying Lil Marco on the mic. I thought they were talking about me. I'm like,
yeah, no, he was literally on the microphone.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, comparing me to Marco Rubio is an insult.
Wait, you don't want to be compared to the best member of Trump's administration?
Oh my gosh, you're talking about the guy that got bullied out of Panama and El Salvador. They literally had signs about him say, "Get Rubio out of Panama." Absolutely not. The dude's a clown.
He is genuinely my favorite member of the Trump administration. What does that say?
Yeah,
what does that say?
They send, well, like, it's for comedic value. They send him to different countries just to get bullied by other people. Like,
all right, going to the next guest. Oh Lord. Okay, after this guest, we got a real wild one come up. Hi, welcome up.
Oh, I thought you were talking about me.
No, the one after you.
First time listener, you guys are great. Thanks for also telling us that tweet was fake, because I've been quoting that, and I'm glad to know.
Yeah, no problem. I always, unlike the other side, I always call out fake shit from my side.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's how we should admit when we're wrong or misled, and then go from there.
Are you playing with a tech deck?
No, I'm planting a bunch of food because I grow. It's a squeeze spray bottle.
Oh, gotcha.
I wish I was playing with a tech deck. I planted some bok choy. Someone earlier talked about, they kind of touched on, and I'm a liberal, obviously, but they touched on these Republicans being misled, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are you guys aware of the march happening on Friday? The veterans are occupying the Capitol and trying to stop this. You can go to nowmarch.org. No one knows about this. I was trying to tell people.
Okay,
they're fed up. It's about to go down. Anyway, so I might have the video saved, but this guy, I think it was a general in the army, he was talking about just the whole situation that's going on right now. And he said, you know, these people that stormed the Capitol on the 6th, they're good Americans. They're good Americans that thought they were saving the country and doing what was right. But unfortunately, they've been misled. And I think it's such a hard point to touch on and understand, and to kind of cultivate that compassion for our fellow Americans, because it's a lot of them, and I get it, like some of these people you've had up, they're just obviously racist. They don't care what you tell them. You could tell them Trump murdered a little kid and they'd be like, yeah, I don't care. But a lot of these people that voted for Trump are honestly misled by Russia, you know, everything that's been going on, trying to put this into order. And I think that's important for us as liberals to keep in mind. They're ultimately not our enemy, although it's so easy to get angry at them. They're Americans just like us. I think you'll find some interesting stuff about that march. They're going to marshal the Capitol in every 50, all 50 states. If you want more info on it, it's on Substack, I guess, for the march. But anyways, I just wanted to say that I think that it's like, this is the most pivotal time we've ever had in America, and I think a lot of this comes from, this is the end of the Cold War, I would say. Russia has been working to manipulate us through disinformation on social media, through misinformation. I think that if we can use our understanding and knowledge to try and see where these people that, you know, think we're racist or think all the things that the right say, it all comes from their ignorance, right? And ignorance, I don't know, it's just fucked up. People have played on them. And the other thing I want to say is they kind of in a way are cult members. I mean, when Trump came into running for president, he said, you can't trust the media, you can't trust anyone else. It was typical narcissistic behavior, trying to isolate you and the news that you consume. We do have to think about, I think, if we're being responsible Americans, how do we help create a space where when they do want to step forward, it's okay for them to? And the only way we can do that is to understand that their intentions were pure. At one point, they were just fed the wrong information. So,
thank you so much, XS. Thank you so much for the light. Is that what it's called? Just light? Oh, into the light. Yeah. Oh, did Chris drop?
Yeah. I thought he didn't like what I was saying.
Oh shit, Chris, thank you so much for coming up. I missed your comment, I think. But yeah, I totally get that. Thank you for coming up.
You're welcome, man.
All right, bye. All right. Oh, they left the box. Oh no, the fear. Wait, Steve, come back. Request up. I was gonna bring you up. Come back. Fuck. Come back. Don't chicken out. He folded. I think a lot of MAGA are just racist vermin. Yeah. How many of them are? I don't know, but definitely a lot. There's only so much benefit of the doubt we can give after 10 years of this. Can you speak about the Honda and Apple factory deals? I'm hearing two different stories. Check your Discord. Okay, hold on.
Welcome to my.
Okay, we're gonna watch this in a second. We think Democrats are un-American. Yeah, that's a great thing to think, but there's only one party that's attacking the Constitution constantly, and it's the Republican Party. Guest ran, and Dan was doing calisthenics in preparation. Okay, well, I gotta take that down. Dan, read me, please. I read you. Can you tell us who the guest was? Yeah, it's a guy named Steve, and he has a profile picture. It's like it's a black background with like a white silhouette of Trump giving the middle finger. And I think that dude has like made videos about me. He's a big fan. Dan, how much you like pizza? Pretty
Thanks,
good amount.
Obama.
I heard Blanche in the background. Yes, we will be playing that in a second. Thank you for the gifted sub, Arflu. Thank you so much. Thank you for the $1 on PayPal, Matthew. One key opens both doors. For the people that know the lore behind that one, that's good. All right, going to the next guest. Dan, can we get a crab rave? We try to keep them special. If we get to 1 million likes, or if I get to 95,000 followers, then we'll do one. But if we overdo them, it's gonna be bad. Also, I'm gonna sign up for the you can actually rent the license for all of the music from, I think it's Monster Cat, which is the crab rave thing, so we can crab rave on YouTube and Twitch as well. Let me tell you guys. Yeah, so it's $75 a year to have unlimited use of all of their music. I think that's probably worth. Hi, welcome up.
What's up, man?
How you doing?
How are you?
I'm all right.
I just want to know why are you demonizing 78 million Americans?
77 million, and because they're acting like demons.
Whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, they're acting like demons. That's why.
They're acting like demons.
Yeah, you said why am I demonizing them? It's because they're acting like demons. So, for example,
Like demons.
I'll give you an example.
So, do you think like wanting war to end is demonic?
Yeah, no. This is what I'm talking about right here. So
No. Answer my question.
No, obviously not. It's a very leading question.
Okay,
Obviously
so
not.
You agree that wanting war to end is not demonic?
Correct. Wanting war to end is not a demonic feature.
Okay,
right.
so
however, if you want the war to end, if you want a war to end where the aggressor is the victor, then that could be demonic. So if you want World War II to end by Hitler winning, yes, you're a demon.
Okay. Lower your blood pressure. So
if you want World War II to end by Hitler winning, then you're a demon. Yeah, that's right.
Oh my God, you're comparing World War II to Ukraine. Okay, which is a fallacy.
Okay. What's the fallacy?
The fallacy is he's not Adolf Hitler and he hasn't invaded all the way to the Normandy coast
yet. Here's the problem. Hitler. This is what you want. You want something. History repeats itself.
It's a fallacy.
Right? Okay, I'm gonna explain it to you real quick. I'm gonna do it nice and slow.
You're making something up.
I'm gonna mute you just for a second because you can't seem to control yourself. You don't have your faculties in order. So Hitler, right, was given an appeasement by Chamberlain, the Sudetenland, with the goal of him just taking that and not continuing. That is what you want. You want us, the United States and Ukraine, to give part of Ukraine to Putin, hoping that he won't continue. So you're looking at history with your eyes closed. That's why you're unwilling to compare them, because when you compare them, you realize that Donald Trump is making the same mistake as Chamberlain did in the past. Okay? I
thought Trump was Hitler.
What?
How could Trump be Chamberlain if he's Hitler to you?
He's a fascist. I'm not calling him Hitler.
But now you're saying he's Chamberlain.
Okay, in this analogy, the Hitler is Putin. I didn't think I needed to walk you through that.
You guys like to make whatever analogy to the person you don't like is a fascist Hitler. Okay.
I'll walk you through it slower.
No. no.
In World War II, in the
Trump's not Hitler. Trump's not
1940s,
Hitler. Putin's Hitler right now.
Hitler
Okay,
was the invading power.
Keep
So
going.
in this analogy, an analogy is when you
in your
compare two
analogy,
similar
yes,
things.
yes,
In this analogy,
yes.
Putin is invading a sovereign nation.
But in other analogies, Trump's Hitler. Got it.
Is that analogy in the room with us right now?
No, I got it. Keep going.
Is that analogy in the room with us right now? Okay.
No, I think that you don't understand life. You live in your little computer room.
I mean, you don't seem to understand analogies.
I think that, like, you don't understand that if we went to war with Russia, you wouldn't be going there, would you?
Why would we be going to war with Russia?
If they attack NATO, Article 5.
Right. So
would you get drafted and go?
No, I'm too old.
Why would you be too old? You over 35?
Well, I'm sorry?
Are you over 35?
I'm about to be.
So you wouldn't be too old, technically.
No. And in that case, I guess
So
I'll go and fight.
So today,
Let's do
the
it.
draft happened today, God forbid. Would you
Let's
go?
do it.
Would you go?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know what this has to do with anything. The problem is you didn't even come up. You asked me why are we demons, and you didn't even let me give an example.
You want war because you want a platform to stand on because you get paid off TikTok. In real life, you have no concept of war or what the cost of war is. So the fact that we want the war to end in Europe because Europe has
You want it to end with the victor being the aggressor.
2 world wars have started where?
In Europe?
Okay. So we don't want to have another one.
And the best way to avoid it is by stopping the person that is causing war. Do you know who that person is? Who caused this war?
Stop World War III.
Who started the war? Who started the war? Is an open book test. Who started the war? This is an open book test. Who started the war?
You can argue NATO's expansion to the east started the war.
You cannot argue that because that's a Putin talking point. That's fake.
No, it's not a Putin talking point.
Fake.
It's a fact talking point. Where was NATO's lines in the 90s?
The line doesn't matter. If a sovereign nation wants to join NATO, that is their right as a sovereign nation.
Would you think America would allow Russia to have nuclear weapons and soldiers in Mexico and Canada?
Why would Russia have nuclear weapons and soldiers in Mexico and Canada?
Exactly. That's exactly my point. So why would Russia want us to have nuclear weapons?
There's already a NATO country bordering Russia. It's Finland, and it doesn't have nukes.
How far is Kyiv from Moscow?
I'm going to say the sentence again for you. I'm going to do it real slow. We already have a NATO country bordering Russia. It's called Finland. There are no nukes.
When did Finland join?
There would not be in 2023.
When did Finland join?
In 2023. It would not be
after the war in Ukraine. Whose presidency?
Whose presidency in 2023? That was
Joe Biden. Okay.
Okay, so Finland joining NATO.
Yeah, now we have that because of him.
Why is that a bad thing? Hold on. Do you think it's a bad thing to have more people in NATO?
Do you think Russia would accept?
Wait, do you think it's a bad thing to have more countries in NATO?
What?
Do you think it's a bad thing to have more countries in NATO?
I think it's a bad thing to encroach on another country's sovereign territory.
What?
Just like you think.
Wait. Say that again. Say that again for the people in the back. You think it's a bad thing? Say that again.
It's a bad thing to encroach Russia on Ukraine.
But it's not bad when Russia encroaches on Ukraine's sovereign territory.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
I know that's not what you're saying because you would need wrinkles in your brain to say something like that. You're trying to say that we're encroaching, that NATO is encroaching.
Wrinkles in my brain. I think the fact is you guys support World War III or what could cause it, but you don't have the balls to fight it.
You support a dictator invading a sovereign nation. That's exactly how World War II started.
You support war. You have all this like righteous speaking, but you have no guts that if you were called to fight it, because it would cause World War III. You're like, oh, I'm over the draft limit.
I don't understand. Do you not get the start of World War II was when a dictator started invading sovereign nations. The dictator right now is invading sovereign nations, and you want to let him win. You don't want the good outcome. You want the bad ending.
Accepting that the world works in ways that America can't always control.
So you don't think America's the strongest nation on earth? See, that's the thing. I'm a patriot. I think we're the greatest country on earth. You think we're weak. You think we're weak. That's the problem.
Do you think we should start wars
That's
all the time? Like
how are we starting a war? Can you tell me how we're starting a war?
Did we not start a war in Afghanistan?
Well, technically, I mean, you could say that.
Did we not start a war in Iraq?
What does this have to do with what we're talking about? We're talking about Russia.
Wait, no. You're saying America always has just wars, right?
When did I say that? No, clip me saying that, and I will quit TikTok right now. When did I say America always has just wars? Clip me saying that.
You just said it. You just said America's not the good guys, right?
When did I say that?
You just said that.
I said you're saying that America is weak.
I never said America's weak.
That's what you're implying.
I said that we are constantly the police force for the world, and that's why we're in the position we are today.
Okay.
Why are we getting involved in this war?
Great question. The
Budapest
Electrical,
Memorandum,
yes. Yeah, the Budapest Memorandum. That's right.
Of course, you're going to say the Budapest.
Yeah, so you've heard. This is the worst part. You've heard it, and you still believe Russia's talking points. You know that's the worst part. If you were ignorant, okay, so you're actually just a Russian puppet.
No,
I hope you're getting a lot of rubles for this. I hope you're getting paid so many rubles.
I fought for this country.
I really hope the rubles are worth it to sell out your country. You're a traitor to this nation. I don't know. I don't know if you think Putin is going to pick you personally. You're a pick me for Putin. Putin pick me. But I really hope the rubles are worth it. I hope one day you'll become an American patriot like the rest of us and support the West and support democracy. You'd rather have a dictator and eat shit. If you didn't interrupt, I would have kept him up. But he was talking over me way too much. Between being a Russian Putin NPC and talking over me, I can't. I can't, bro. Thank you, Coffee. Thank you, Loki. Thank you, Carla. Thank you, MJ. Thank you, Kalela. Kayla Lala. Kayla. Thank you, Kayla. Thank you, Shauna, for the dino. I didn't even see the dino. I was too... So far, we have had a guest that said, there's nothing wrong with being a Nazi. We have had a guest that said, there's nothing wrong with Trump lying if it's only about groceries. We have a guest that said, well, even if I hear it from Trump's mouth, it could be AI. We have a guest that said, it's calming to watch justice being served, even if that means deporting innocent humans, even if that means having your neck on the throat of somebody who had a fake $20 bill and executing them on the spot. And finally, we had a guest just now who's willing to support the illegal invasion and war crimes caused by Vladimir Putin and does not recognize that allowing that person to win is not the same as calling for peace. Today has been a day. Thank you for the cheer me ups. All right, we're gonna play a quick video.
My closet.
Oh, this is really low, chat. I'm sorry.
Welcome to my closet. And yes, it was that kind of day. Shout out to all the trans mice. You've officially...
Wait, can you guys hear this? It's really low for me. Yes? Okay.
become my favorite rodents, followed by many, Jerry, and Splinter. And I don't discriminate unless they're MAGA mice. So you're welcome to the field out back anytime. Number 1, Jordians. I have a lot of type 2 diabetic friends, and none of them are fucking dancing in grocery stores or at work. How many times are y'all gonna chop and screw this jingle? And all aside, I did enjoy that first one. The woman at the fountain. Bring her and all her insulin-resistant friends back. Number 2, Nebraska farmers. Have been hanging out in the sex shops, and usually that's my kind of shopping. But you pick the biggest ding-ding, and you yourselves. Save all those tears to salt your damn popcorn. But you'll overcome. And when you're pulling yourself up by your bootstraps, pull up your britches too. That way, a worthless politician can't blow smoke up your ass. Number 3, Elon. That is the worst thing to come out of South Africa. And a birth canal. But you're having the worst week ever. Twitter, and I said Twitter, the only X I recognize is Malcolm. Twitter's under a cyber attack. The hoghead in charge wants his supporters to go buy Teslas. The last time I checked, your supporters couldn't afford to buy a vowel. And people are throwing Molotov cocktails into your dealerships. I hope y'all aren't using good alcohol. And number 4, Generation X and baby boomers. A Dan Quayle, a damn apology. You crucified that son of a bitch for a non-existent E at the end of potato. And then some of you turned around and elected a president that's fucking illiterate and boo-boos on himself. Make that make sense. I'm going to go unload the dishwasher. Put out an APB for my missing forks. As always, y'all have a good night.
Who gets the potato reference? That's a deep, that's a political deep cut. Yeah, so Dan Quayle, I think was the running mate for George Bush Sr. Misspelled potato when he was like in a classroom, and like they crucified him. Meanwhile, Donald Trump gesturing vaguely. Oh my god. Birthy God, thank you so much for $25 on Venmo for the Crab Rave Fund. Way to hang in there today, Dan. Even when it doesn't feel like it, you are making a difference and are incredibly brave for taking a stand. Thank you so much, Birthy God. I really appreciate that. Okay. So $25 down, $50 to go for a year's worth of copyright free Crab Raves. Okay, I do need to feed Walker. I'll be back. But 1 second. One second. Okay, so TikTok knows that I'm not gone. Okay, my neighbors are getting intoxicated in a very fragrant manner, if you know what I mean. We love Tesla. Oh, Bailey, hey, I wanted to put it here basically to ask instead of coming on. This is the link to the general strike. Right now, we are getting people to sign up. When we hit the right amount of people, we will strike. I was wondering if you could talk about it a little. Where's the link? Did you send it to me on Discord or something? I didn't see it in the... Join the neighbors and stream yourself. Neighbor collab. Chat, RC got dino yeeted, right? Or did I drop him? Because he's back in the box. All right, here we go.
Hello?
You thought. All right. I think we're going to call it on debates for the day. Pizza time? I don't have pizza. Can we get an uglier word than villain? Villain implies competence and a plan. Who would you prefer as president, Trump or St. Charles? Oh, God. Fuck, that's rough. St. Charles, with the power that he holds in the One Piece verse, is worse than Trump now. But if we just plopped St. Charles into the presidency, I don't know that he'd be able to do much. Good question, though. They're the same, to be honest. I mean, their vibes are the same for sure. Dan, do you have a dinner plan for tonight? I don't have a plan. I'm just going to see if I have leftovers or something. Oh, there's Pink Cloud, my third biggest fan. Why didn't you get pizza, Dan? Someone just said, Dan, how much do you like pizza? I didn't know that meant I was supposed to get pizza. Coming from a guy that looks like he would be a villain in a Disney cartoon movie. Thank you, Juan. I appreciate that. Villains that have the presidency, Senate, House, popular vote, and scope. Wait, are we ramming into MAGA FYP right now? Hold on. Did we get a second wind?
Vote.
Look at all these bootlickers coming in. Hi, guys. What's it like voting against your best interest because you like seeing others hurt? Like when the office rewards you with a pizza party? We are MAGA, you are nothing. Damn, that's a nice one. We are MAGA, you are nothing. I'm sending you a request. Come up. Come up. I sent him a request. Let's see if he really is MAGA. Real MAGA would accept the request. I'd rather be nothing than MAGA, yeah. Nope, didn't accept. So what you meant by we are MAGA is we are Russian NPC, and you are nothing. That's what you meant. Dan Discord. Wait, what?
We have breaking news happening right now at Loma Linda Children's Hospital, specifically the ER area. You can see a large response from law enforcement. A shooting situation might be happening. Let's go to Air 7 and Chris Christie for all the details. Chris?
That's right, Colleen. There are hundreds of law enforcement officers now surrounding Loma Linda Hospital after a report of an armed gunman inside of the hospital. There is a ton of law enforcement smothering this entire area, and we understand that there are room-to-room searches taking place inside the facility. There are several wings to Loma Linda University Medical Center, including a children's hospital. The children's hospital, I understand, has been cleared. They are still searching the rest of the medical center, which is a very, very large complex along Prospect Avenue here, where there are no less than 200 officers surrounding this entire facility. It is basically black and white vehicles, undercover officers from a number of different agencies for as far as the eye can see in all directions around this entire hospital.
Floor by floor, clearing a portion of Loma Linda Medical Center after reports of an armed suspect in the hospital. News Chopper 4 flying over the scene, as you can see right now, and just a massive response by law enforcement. Many agencies responding here. We have Eliana Moreno overhead for us in News Chopper 4, and on the ground, our photojournalist Alex Vasquez. Alex, are you able to check in with us now?
Carolyn, I was just actually briefed by police right now. They're going to hold a press briefing here very shortly in the next few minutes, and we should learn a little bit more. But as of right now, Eliana, were you able to give us anything?
I am not. I just asked if
yeah.
You're Deanna's husband, right?
No. So coming back here, we're still trying to wait when exactly that news conference is going to take place. As you can see here, law enforcement is still surrounding the building. Eliana gave you a really nice aerial photo or shot of how much law enforcement is actually here. Now, I'm keying in on the SWAT team that has been going in and out of the building. But as she mentioned, this is a large hospital. So for them to go through every single room, every single floor is going to take a long time. I can tell you that some of the patients have been waving their cell phones with their lights on out the window. And let me see if I can find a few of them. They're looking out and they're trying to get answers themselves.
Yeah.
As you can see here, they're there and they're trying to connect with loved ones. I spoke just a short time ago with someone. Are you guys ready? We're going to be ready? Sure. Okay. You know what, Carolyn, we're going to actually do this right now. So,
okay, great. Yeah.
I'm going to talk to you here. Thank you. Stand by here, guys. Sorry for the camera movement here. All right. Okay. Hold on a sec here, guys. This is here we go. Here you go. Okay.
Are you live right now?
Yes. I am sorry. Can you tell us? Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit about what you know as of right now?
Hi. Yeah. So as of right now, what we do know is that approximately 6 o'clock this evening, what we believe is a male subject called on a non-911 dispatch number and advised he was hearing voices in his head and he wanted to kill people. He told us that he was armed and he was over next to Loma Linda's Children's Hospital. He then said that he entered the hospital. So our deputies from the central station immediately responded and were on scene within just a couple minutes. Our department asked for our SWAT team and additional resources, mutual aid to respond, just because of the vastness and how large this hospital is. When our deputies first arrived, they immediately went inside the hospital and started checking on people in the emergency room. Nobody heard any gunshots, so they continued to clear the hospital. And as additional personnel arrived, they all also went inside and began clearing the hospital. As of right now, we have law enforcement officers on every floor, clearing and checking on everybody there. All of the hospital staff has been told to shelter in place, and we are going to clear the rest of the hospital. So far, we have not found any suspects, and we have not heard any shots inside. We have also not come across anybody that had been injured. Right now, that's all we know. We will give you another update as soon as we get more information. I know that it's going to take a little while longer for them to clear the rest of the hospital, but as soon as that's done, we'll definitely get you some more information.
Do you know where this call originated from?
No, we do not.
And what about the children in the hospital? Were they evacuated? Were they were told to shelter in place as well?
Everybody is sheltering in place.
All right. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Just so I know, for people back there, first name and last name.
My name is Carrie, Kari, Klaus, Klaus. I'm the lieutenant for the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department, Public Affairs Division.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And there you have it, Carolyn. Sorry, that was an impromptu kind of press conference we got, but you got quite a bit of an update there. The important thing is that we have no injuries and no shots being fired. Right now, they're just going room to room, as you said, clearing the hospital, and that's going to take a while, as given the capacity and the largeness of this hospital here, and it's going to be probably, at least from what law enforcement had just told me before she went on camera, at least another hour and a half for them to get to every single room. That's the latest. I'll send it back to you.
Yeah, Alex, thank you for that. You know, you just heard the sheriff's deputy explaining to us that around 6 tonight, a man called a non-emergency number and said that he was hearing voices. And my understanding from what was relayed was that he was saying he wanted to kill people and was going to Loma Linda Hospital. Law enforcement taking this threat very seriously, and you can see just the size of response here on the left side of your screen, really on left and right side of your screen. And Eliana Moreno overhead for us, monitoring it all from News Chopper 4. Eliana.
And Carolyn, the police presence response to the...
All right. I don't really have anything to comment at the moment. Just hoping that no one's hurt, and thanking the first responders. How did you find out about this ongoing? I got a message on Discord. This is happening live right now. The video we just watched was live. Once we have more information, I'll have more comments. I think I'm gonna call the live tonight. Shout out 618, Boofany, and Kit. Thank you so much. Contexto Dan. No, I think I'm just gonna let's just raid somebody. Let me see. I don't even know. I don't know if Parker would notice a raid, be like a drop in the bucket of his viewers, but I would normally say raid YK, but we can't raid him anymore. It's sad. YK? Wait, who's YK? Oh, you know. Is GT still live? GT is live. We just raided GT like last week though. We could do it again. We should raid Brandy Ray .992. Let me go see. Is Brett live? No, it doesn't look like he is. Let me look up that person. Brandy Ray 992.
Dollars.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but could I just ask you a question? I'm not, you know, it's horrible. Anyone thinking losing 10 grand. But how long, like this is in your 401k or your just straight
No, it's
investments?
just regular.
I would have rated Manda, but I think she's in someone else's box. I don't think it's her live. Dan, did you see that the immigrants sent to Guantanamo Bay are being returned now? No, I didn't see that. Is Ari live? No. She's hosting the live? Parker Tade. Oh, thank you, Georgina, for the heart me. It's been a while. How have you been? Damn, I'm just. Can I get context on your shirt before you leave? It was a blood donation shirt. All right, you know what?
My bad. Great website. It tells you factual information.
No, but I need to know the title of the article.
I couldn't tell you, man. I
Oh,
guess
do
you're
you-
just
do you-
gonna have
do
to
you-
put me in the Trust Me Bro book.
Okay, well, I don't want to because I don't think that you.
Um. I'm sorry, guys. I'm like so out of it. Amanda Rose. Is Santana alive? No.
Federal government collects money in terms of taxes. For all intents and purposes, that money gets destroyed
And I'll be right back,
and
by
gets
the way.
reissued when it spends new money.
You know what? I'm not gonna be able to join any of you guys in the raid, so I think we'll just not do raid tonight. I'm sorry. But there are a bunch of people that you guys can go to. There's Parker, there's GT, there's Manda Rose. I think Alina's on a panel. Yeah. Good night, everybody. Can we raid in your name? Not tonight, because it's not an actual raid. So I appreciate it though. All right. Good night, everybody.